Okay, are we in? We are in! Hello, everybody! It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome to another live stream. It's our weekly live stream, our Wednesday live streams. Hope everybody's been having a pretty good, decent week, or last 2 weeks and everything. We're going to definitely, answer some questions tonight. We're going to talk about movies. We have JTIsReborn is going to be joining us at sometime down the road in this stream, but yeah, it's a pretty chill week. We've actually been keeping a little busy. We actually went on a bit of a vacation the last few days because we just needed some time off. But we're back fresh. We're all good. We're actually getting started on the next review. Our newest review is currently being edited as we speak, and then I'm going to probably start shooting in the next day or two. So yeah, things are slowly progressing. We're doing a lot of more cool stuff, and my hair is a mess. It looks awful. I apologize. So, yeah, guys, welcome to the stream. And by the way, guys, we hit 9,000 subs, actually. Over 9,000! We hit over 9,000 subs. Again, thank you all so much. And for those who are new here, the new 1,000 subs, actually over that 100, welcome to the BigJackFilms channel. This is where you get to see us just make little crazy little videos, have some fun, make some movies, do some reviews, and just entertain you guys overall. We got a couple planned out already in the works. We're going to try to be working as fast as we can at a huge pace. And yeah, just currently things are going very, very well right now. Now, obviously, we have some fan mail this time around. We actually got a bunch of mail in recently this week, so that's a plus. Plus, you should let your hair grow. You look good without the ponytail. Well, it is growing out. It's growing extensively out, and I love it. It's amazing. So, a couple things before we get started on our fan mail. I want to give a few shout outs. First of all, to JTIsReborn. He just hit 1,000 subs a couple months ago. So congratulations to JT, guys. Go check out his channel. He's amazing talent. He does some great reviews. I'm a huge kaiju fan. Go check him out. Another shout out I want to give is to Jessica Rose Cosplay, who is also known as Lunachi Bunny Cosplay. She has appeared on our channel before, but she's getting back into things. Guys, if you could please go subscribe to her channel, it would do me all the favors in the world. I'd be pretty much grateful for that. We really want to try to get her into the YouTube mainstream, so guys, go subscribe to her. Third shout out is BATTYALANA. She is on Instagram. She's been doing quite well. Definitely go check out her Instagram and help her out. She's appeared on our show a few times. So, we're gonna be taking a look at some fan mail, and we got a lot this time. Like, we got a bunch of packages plus a big box. And I'll go through the big box at last. So, first we have, I guess, an order from the post office. So we're gonna see what's in here. Feels like there's something in here. I don't think it's a letter. So, this comes from name and address withheld. But let's see what we got here. Ooh! Okay, so for those who watched my King Kong Books episode, that went over extremely well. Again, a big thank you, guys. But we just got this in. I have not read this, and I'm looking forward to reading it on my time off when I can. I have Skull Island, Birth of Kong. This is, I believe, the complete graphic novel, the official comic prequel to the major motion picture, Kong Skull Island. So, finally got this. I'm going to probably be giving this thing a read. I have no clue what to expect. So far, like, the artwork looks pretty kick-ass, but looking forward to putting that in my shelf on my collection. Hello, QE2 good to see you. Hello, Drake. Hello, Donnie. Hello, Clark. But yeah, so we got Skull Island, Birth of Kong. This is a comic book series I've been recommended to a ton of times by fans. So let's see what's there in that. So that came in the mail today. So that's always a plus. Roger Simpsons, K, can you look at my Kong teaser? I'll have to take a look at it. I might be able to do a reaction of it because I'm trying out, obviously, this new system. I don't know if StreamYard does screen capture where you can look at your screen, but I can definitely take a look at it in a minute. So, next bit of mail is from, of course, Jared Osborne from Ontario. Again, thank you, Jared. He usually likes to send us stuff. Huge help. Really appreciate it. But he sent us, obviously, a letter, and we're going to read it this time, Jared. We're not going to hold up any stops on this one, so no worries on that. So let's see what you sent us here, buddy. So there's that. Just making sure there's nothing there. Nothing. Okay, then. So, this is from Jared. Jared's always been a huge help. Hey, BigJackFilms, it's me, JTIsReborn. I do this Mario. Once again, before I get to the subject of this letter, how is your summer going so far? And I want to wish you a happy Jurassic June. Thank you so much, Jared. Yeah, it's Jurassic June. Surprisingly, Jurassic Park has been trending again. I had a client actually up here this weekend. We actually watched it. We watched the Japanese dub of Jurassic Park, and it's kind of a totally different experience because it comes off more as John Hammond's Bizarre Adventures, which is hilarious. So we watched that. And we're planning cosplays. I'm probably going to actually be cosplaying Owen from Jurassic World at some point, so that's a plus. But yeah, the summer's going pretty damn well. So continuing on. Anyway, I'm writing to you because me and my friend Coolette1 are working on a what-if version of an unmade Godzilla vs. King Kong film of the Heisei era series on Idea Wiki, and I wish to share you some ideas on the project. Okay, yeah, so I guess apparently my fan trailer for Godzilla vs. King Kong, the Heisei era one that was supposed to be made, did really well. And actually, I want to do more of those. I have an idea for 2 more Kong-related fan trailers for what ifs, but I'm gonna keep those kind of quiet in all my spare time. But I do want to do 2 more. So apparently, those do really well. In fact, I have one for sort of a pitch trailer that I kind of have an idea for another series of movies that. I don't know, maybe I'll have to check to see if anybody else has done trailers yet, but I will let you guys know. So, so I described in my paragraph above, the idea is loosely based on the unmade Heisei remake of King Kong vs. Godzilla. It would be set in early 1993 between the events of Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and Godzilla vs. Mothra. So this would be a film that they made in between those two. Okay, that makes sense. It will also be a co-production between Toho and Universal Pictures. Okay, that makes sense, because at that point, Universal did have the rights. They had just opened Universal Studios Florida. And by the way, guys, 30th anniversary to Universal Studios Florida. So congrats, guys. 30 years of confrontation, essentially. I actually have a guy who might be getting me the recent merchandise from Universal Florida. So I'm looking forward to getting that, because they have some cool confrontation stuff, which I really want to get. So aside from that, anyway, excuse me. Legendary special effects master Rick Baker will be providing the special effects for Kong suit, and in this idea as a reference to the rumor that he was going to provide the effects on Kong suits in the unmade Heisei film. That has been a rumor. It has never been confirmed by Rick Baker that he was going to do that, but I've never seen anybody really interview him about it, but that's something to maybe ask him next Kong he's at. Legendary, okay, let's see here. The Heisei version of Kong will have a dark brown fur and will be fully bipedal. His design will take influence from the suit of the 1976 remake. So basically, you're going to be making it look like this. Is this it, Jared? You're basically going to make it look like this old VHS tape. Figured. So, moving on. Let's see. He will be beefed up to 95 meters in height to match up with Godzilla's 100-meter height. So 5-foot difference. Okay. Also, his roars will be a mix of Toho roars and 76 roar. That'd be an interesting. Can somebody mix that and see what it sounds like? I'm curious now. The tone of this project will be dark and like that of the Heisei Godzilla films, so it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. That is a big thing. So, you know, like Godzilla, see, the thing is, the Heisei Godzilla films, I pretty much describe it as the Batman animated series of Godzilla movies, which I freaking love, the Heisei era. So that's the thing. Holy crap! Wow, GMK Boy 2001 and Eric Verarto 92 just donated $2. Guys, oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thoughts on Flat Earthers? Is that a movie, or are you talking about the movement? I think it's bullshit. If you believe Flat Earthers, you more than likely believe that Christopher Columbus discovered America. That are the Dom DeLuise Christopher Columbus, which kind of one of my guilty pleasures in animated films, by the way. Jaws came back on 4K Ultra this week. Are you going to buy it? I do want to get it. I just haven't had the time to get it, but I do want to get the 4K Blu-ray. Does it work on regular Blu-rays because if so, I can definitely play it, and I'm curious to see. Now, the question I have, does it have the original audio mix? My biggest problem with the home video releases of the current releases of Jaws, they don't include the original audio mix. They always include the THX mix. I want the original mono mix that has the original gunshot sounds and so on. If the 4K has that, it's sold. I've got it. Thoughts on the upcoming West Side Story set to be directed by Steven Spielberg? Let's see what happens. Steven, the last good movie he made was Ready Player One, which I really liked. I like those kind of movies he makes. Not too much about his realism films, but let's see what happens. So moving on. Let's see here. The Heisei version. Okay, we already went through that. The tone is for this project will be dark and like that. Okay, we already went through that. Godzilla and Kong will fight 3 times in this version, and their third and final battle will last between 10 to 20 minutes, so the last third of the film. Godzilla will be the monster antagonist, just like the first half of the Heisei series, and Kong will be a monster protagonist. Or have them both be antagonists because they don't, they're both monsters. Oh my God, GMK Boy 2001, $15. Again, thank you so much. All the funds obviously are going to go towards the channel, are going to go towards our future projects, but holy shit, thank you, GMK Boy. And yeah, rocking that hair, rocking that 90s mullet, man. Like, look, I was a 90s kid. I grew up in the 90s. My dad was a guy in the show business, like he was in the music business, and they were all rocking this. So, and I think the reason people say, like, why do you have your hair so long? Why don't you cut it? Well, it's because of continuity, especially for projects we're working on. And it's also because I've always been a fan of warrior style hairdos. So things like Aragorn, I'm trying to think of some other characters who had like hair like this, like them Anakin Skywalker, Jack from Legend. They always rock this hairdo, and I'm a big fan of that. It makes me feel like sort of this bold warrior, ready to go and do battle with like goblins and shit, and stuff with like this crappy foam sword. But funny enough, I'm actually kind of getting back into Renaissance stuff again, and I'm getting into a bit of a Zorro kick again, hence why you have this lovely prop saber that I'm using for a Zorro cosplay. And actually, I'm planning another Zorro review, actually, I'm currently writing, so there's that to look forward to. I'm not going to say which film I'm talking about, but it is a film celebrating an anniversary, and I'm not going to say which one. So, moving on. The tone of this, okay, we already went through that. The island that Colin comes from is located near the heart of the Bermuda Triangle, hidden by volcanic fog, and the island itself shaped like a skull. Ooh, I like that idea, Jared. That's a really good concept. I can kind of see that in my head. It would also feature fan favorite Gorosaurus as an inhabitant of Kong's island that will fight Kong in one scene as a reference to the traditional T-Rex battle in the King Kong lore. So it's kind of like Gorosaurus is an endurance round. Okay, I can actually kind of dig that. That's actually kind of kick-ass. Let's see here. The natives of the island are descendants of the Native American African slaves of the Bermuda slave trading ships who revolted against the crew and got shipwrecked on the island in 1617, a reference to the Peter Jackson 1996 script and the 2005 remake. I actually did take note from that in my remake, where I actually did have the natives of the island be the descendants of a trading ship that actually inbred on the island and, caused them to go all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So essentially, that was my idea for the natives as well. Like, a good call on Jack, because you wonder, where the fuck did these guys come from? So moving on. They worship Kong as a wrathful guardian who can be both benevolent and vengeful, and are led by a female Native American witch doctor played by Raven Dela Crux. I don't know who that is. Somebody's going to have to tell me. Wait, is Sean here? Is Sean in? I have no fucking idea. Let's find out. And is JTIsReborn here? Sean, are you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Hello there.
Cool. Hello there.
General Kenobi. Yeah, we're just reading fan mail, so I just kind of got to go through this. We still got like a ton to go through. So if you want to pitch in,
have fun.
Yeah, we're just talking about this Jared's ideas for a Heisei Godzilla versus King Kong movie, which, yes, guys, I know the movie's been delayed, and look, in my opinion, this is going to be another New Mutant scenario. It's just, like, I don't know what your take is on it, Sean, but here's what I think it is that I'm thinking Warner Brothers maybe bit off a little more than they can chew, because it's not just the fact they wanted to reshoot it, it's not just the fact that it's this virus crap. I think it might be still a legal issue as well, like why they keep holding it back, because you could talk about how their Legendary's license with Toho expires in 2020 and all that crap. I don't keep track of all the productions currently. I know you guys do more, but I think it's more a licensing to do with King Kong. I think there's something with the rights that's kind of ticking somebody off, and they're having to hold the film back.
I disagree with that. It was supposed to come out in November, but obviously the coronavirus delayed every film. If it were just this film, I could say that. But because every film has been delayed, I mean, Matrix 4 was supposed to come out 2021 at the Godzilla vs. Kong release date, and they got pushed back to 2022. The Batman got pushed back. Wonder Woman got pushed back. Tenet keeps getting moved around all over the place.
How far back did Batman get pushed?
Batman was supposed to come out in June next year. It got pushed to October. But again, every studio is scrambling for key release dates, and people are just picking dates at random. And of course, GVK needs to have the Chinese box office in order to be like very successful.
I'll be honest. Pushing Batman back to like October is actually a good idea, because
Joker made $1 billion.
Joker did really well when it came out, and that was sort of like a Halloween movie. So make Batman a Halloween-themed series. Absolutely. Make it scary again.
Yeah, Gotham around Halloween and Christmas. There's something about that setting that just works perfectly, especially Christmas.
They can adapt the Long Halloween. There's your title.
Exactly. I don't know what Matt Reeves is going to do, but I'm very excited because he's finally got he's going to have a great Riddler. I mean, I have a feeling Riddler's going to steal the show in this movie.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with the spandex cartoon. Let's get the kind of the puzzle terrorist, the guy who uses puzzles as bombs. Let's get that shit.
Oh yeah, I have a good feeling about this one. Riddler is the villain, used to be my favorite when I was a kid, but he's been kind of underutilized.
I want a Riddler who, okay, you remember the board game Perfection?
Yeah.
I want a Riddler who takes a Perfection board game and turns it into a bomb.
Sounds amazing.
In order to make it not detonate, to deactivate it, you got to put all the pieces before the time runs out. How has nobody thought of that for like a film or something?
I think you could do stuff like that in the Arkham games, pretty much.
Yeah,
but,
so I'm really looking for who they get, because I have no clue who's cast.
Okay, so they have a guy named Paul Dano playing the Riddler, and from what I heard, he's a really, really good actor. As soon as people heard that cast, you're like, okay, great. Zoe Kravitz is going to be Selena Kyle / Catwoman. Colin Farrell is the Penguin.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen much with Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell was Bullseye in Daredevil, and he was entertaining as hell in that.
Do you know, see, I would have gone with like a Vincent D'Onofrio or, what is it? The guy, okay, you don't watch Game of Thrones, right?
No, wait, hang on. I think I may know who you're talking about. I watched the movie Speed Racer. Is it the same? And the bad guy in that, he was in Game of Thrones, I think. I don't know if
he was the bald monk who's all like big and tubby and everything. Like
what's the actor's name?
Penguin, I think tubby, bald, big nose. I think Danny DeVito.
Right, Danny DeVito was a perfect Penguin.
But like mafia Penguin, Danny DeVito. Like Joe Pesci Penguin.
I can just imagine Joe Pesci. What the?
Joe Pesci would be great as the Penguin.
Just have him say like "fuck" a bunch of times. What the fucking fuck, Batman? Fucking fuck!
You fuck people out of money and get away with it, you fat Irish prick!
By the way, if anyone watches Casino, watch it edited for TV. It's way funnier.
Have you seen? Okay, so we have those guys. Who do we have? Who else is? What?
John Turturro is Carmine Falcone.
Okay, we got Falcone.
Andy Serkis is Alfred, obviously.
See, I you know what? He should have been the Man-Bat.
Yeah,
just motion capture him.
I thought he would have been a great Penguin, but you know what? Because Andy Serkis is a very talented actor, he can pretty much pull anything off. I think because of him directing Venom 2, like it just allows him to kind of have like a more like continuous role, and because he just crushed it in those Apes movies.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Him and Matt Reeves are friends, so obviously Apes, he's gonna appear.
Serkis is very talented, so.
So we have that, and then like, is that everybody? Like all the villains they have are just the Riddler and Catwoman, and the Penguin?
Yeah, that's. I'm looking at the cast right now, so it's just Penguin, Carmine Falcone, Riddler, Catwoman.
I'm okay with that. Like keep it very like a couple villains, fine. Keep it to 3 but don't go any higher. Don't make it like Batman the movie where there's like 4 of them.
Okay, Batman the movie did it well because we had the TV show that established them, but Batman the movie is insanely entertaining. I mean,
Yeah, so
every time the villains are on screen, they tilt the camera because they're crooked.
Yeah, or it's like, you know, and no, it's funny, every time I look at that movie, all I think of the camera angles, all I think is Battlefield Earth.
Right, but like this one actually has a reason for the tilted camera angles.
No, I heard rumors that they might have Johnny Depp on for the Joker.
We're gonna have to wait and see that because there's that whole legal fiasco with Amber Heard and all that. They're kind of like waiting for it to, you know, fizzle out, I think, before they cast either one of them in more DC content. Because Amber Heard could potentially get recast, or Johnny Depp.
Yeah. I would say him, or a lot of people want to see Leo DiCaprio as the Joker.
I don't know if Leo would do it.
Well, he's got kind of a Jack Nicholson fame to him, so he can pretty much do anything and do no wrong.
Right. But we'll see what he does. Some people it's just people want Willem Dafoe as Joker.
See, like, okay, Spider-Man 1 Willem Dafoe, yes, but Spider-Man, what, like, I'm just trying to adjust my camera, like now Willem Dafoe is a little too old, in my opinion.
He just did a movie with Pattinson called The Lighthouse, and that's such a weird movie. If you get the chance, like, if you want something super weird, watch The Lighthouse. I mean, I can't even describe what it was. It was shot in black and white. It's like a 4:3 like aspect ratio.
I like those. I know, what was it? There's a guy on Instagram. He's called like VHS Go or something, but he takes new movies and actually makes them into really cool VHS box sets, and he actually sells them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they actually function. So he put Joker on VHS.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Did it have the Warner Brothers ball cap intro?
No, I wish.
Yeah, you got a
Warner Brothers movie without a Warner Brothers ball cap. All right, moving on. I gotta finish up these letters. So let's see here. Oh God, I can't remember where the hell we were. Let's see.
King Kong Heisei idea.
So yeah, something about the natives. So the natives are somewhere between the hostile and peaceful towards the outsiders due to the stories of what their ancestors have been put through before they got shipwrecked on the island. They also, under the protection of have the Great Wall, just like the other movies. But we don't know if it should be made out of stone, wood, or both. How about all? Make it like a beaver dam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then have all the natives be all buck teeth. They all look like beavers.
Oh dear.
They're Canadian. Let's see here. In previous incarnation, okay, we already did that. Okay, in 1933, there was a disastrous expedition to the island in which 20 or 30 perished, except for college interns, and all the footage and photographs of the expedition were confiscated by the government. Somebody read my script. Somebody read the script to my remake and figured that out. The scenes of Kong's Island will be filmed in Vietnam and New Zealand. I would go with New Zealand. Change it up a little bit. Make it different per franchise, I'd say. But, or if any, just shoot it on the Japanese islands. You know,
mm-hmm.
kind of like the Godzillasaurus. Actually, my idea would have been that if they did do a Heisei Godzilla versus Kong movie instead of Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, that island where the World War II guys encounter the Godzillasaurus, there's also a Kong there, and they're both exposed by the bomb.
Okay.
So that's why Kong's big enough to fight Godzilla, because he's been mutated through the radiation. That's why he always looks like a roadkill, essentially. So there, you have an excuse why King Kong looks so ugly in King Kong versus Godzilla. It's because of radiation. This project will feature mainly Japanese actors and a few American actors like Christopher Lee, of course.
Yeah, you gotta have Lee.
As a wise old scientist named Dr. Robert Noggs, Peter Weller as an American military officer who is positioned in Japan, Jamie Lee Curtis as a television reporter.
Apparently there was supposed to be this like Godzilla movie in the early 2000s that would have had Bruce Campbell and Jamie Lee Curtis I was reading about.
Well, Bruce Campbell was rumored to be in the 96 King Kong, but he actually they casted George Clooney instead at the time.
Should have been fucking A. Bruce Campbell would have been perfect for that movie.
Yeah, and plus he's named Bruce, like Bruce Cabot.
Right.
Yeah, and then like they wanted, I think for Venom they wanted either Gary Oldman or, and I think they chose Robert De Niro.
Okay, Gary Oldman's such a versatile actor. Like he can do anything.
But I think at the time they were going, like, remember, this was like Lost in Space Gary Oldman, not Dark Knight Gary Oldman. This was back when he was a
but like, he was also in Fifth Element, like in '95. So,
oh god, I don't think I even saw Fifth Element.
Oh my god! Like, watch Gary Oldman's performance in that movie. He's the second wackiest character, right behind Chris Tucker.
It's like, I think like Gary Oldman for me, because like, here's the thing, because I know a family member who actually worked with Gary Oldman, and he's kind of a douchebag.
Okay.
Like, he is kind of a dick in real life, but like he is a good actor. So I'm very 50-50 on him. Like, the only movies I know him from The Dark Knight. I know him from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, but I mostly remember him from like Quest for Camelot.
I remember him most of all from Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I hate that movie.
Oh my god, like,
that movie's fucking a piece of shit.
Oh, it's hilarious. I mean,
it's a hilarious piece of shit, but it ain't no fucking Dracula. Fucking
my favorite, the funniest Keanu Reeves performance.
Bill and Ted Go to fucking Castlevania. That's the movie.
I have offended you, Count. Whoa.
Whoa. John Wick. Okay, John Wick versus Dracula, I'll admit, sounds pretty fucking amazing.
It does.
Yeah,
I mean, fucking hey, Keanu Reeves in that movie is trying to do his British accent, but it's just surfer dude. Keanu.
Bend your knees, use your arms.
Oh god, surf ninjas.
Bite their necks, use your teeth. Oh, holy crap. GMK boy also sent us another $3 super sticker. Thank you so much. Wow, like, I've never got this much freaking super chats. That's really cool.
Luck, Chart.
Okay, so where were we? Back to the story, Sonny. Holy crap. Like, the thing is with Jared, he writes letters as long as Doc's 1885 letter. It's like, inside you will find working instructions. The 1955 counterpart, that's me, should put it together to send you back to the future. I repeat, do not attempt to come back here to get me. Okay, I don't care what people say. I love Back to the Future 3.
Oh, I love all of them.
Yeah, I actually find 2 is the worst one. Like, 2 is not.
I feel like 3, because it goes back in time, it's like we're kind of limited in the sense that like the environment's not as crazy as 2. Like, I feel like 2 raises the stakes a bit, but then you go 3, it's kind of like it sets it in the Old West. Again, I like 2 and 3 both pretty much equally. I mean, there's some things maybe in each one I prefer over the other. Like, I prefer Evil Biff in 2, and then in 3 I like 3 just has some funny stuff. For instance,
but the thing is, like, I just want to point out, Jeremy Johns brought this up in one of his reviews of the Back to the Future movies, and it starts to make you think, okay, Biff needs to go to jail whichever time he's in. Even in the modern time, he needs to go to jail, because literally Jeremy Johns like says Marty should be looking at Biff like, you have it in you to kill my father.
Right.
It's like, dude, you need to go to jail. Or like at least a mental hospital. Like, dude, you are not well in the head.
But what about Nice Biff?
What?
What about Nice Biff at the end of the movie? The first movie?
It doesn't matter. It's just he has it in him to kill his dad.
That's true.
Like, if he had the chance, he would do it. And, like, that's kind of mentally insane.
Oh, you got another super chat.
Okay, let's see. Siren Head in Jurassic Park. I do not know who Siren Head is. Like, do you know who Siren Head is, Sean?
In Jurassic Park?
But who's Siren Head? I'm literally looking at the script like, who wrote this?
I have no clue.
Okay, well, I'll have to, I don't know, GMK Boy 2001. If you want, let me know who Siren Head is. Moving forward, holy crap.
Oh, it looks like some meme on the internet.
Okay, yeah, you're the guy who probably could do the research while we're doing these streams.
Siren Head is a 40-foot tall humanoid creature with a heavily emaciated near skeletal frame covered in dried mummified flesh and the color of rusted metal. The speakers are the only metal parts of his body, fused to the neck by tendrils of skin capable of swiveling around it, much like the head of an owl. I'm looking at images of this thing and I'm like, Jesus, what is this?
What?
Yeah. You know what? I'll send you an image.
Well, that's kind of fucked. Anywho, where were we?
There you go. I sent you an image through your messenger.
Yeah, Robert De Niro. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, we do have a Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro as a slimy, greedy businessman named Carl F. Mulligan, who is a human villain, kind of like Carl Denham. Okay, Clancy Brown is Carl's creepy and loyal bodyguard, who is like a mix of Tot from I can't pronounce this character from Indiana Jones, and okay, Danny Glover as the sea captain. Okay, Danny Glover I could see as in one of these movies. Actually, I love Danny Glover.
Oh yeah, I watched Lethal Weapon during the quarantine. I watched all 4 of them in a row, and Danny Glover is he's just so fucking cool. And in Predator 2, he's amazing in that one.
I just like him in Angels in the Outfield.
Oh yeah,
with fucking Adrian Brody, Matthew McConaughey, Christopher Lloyd, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. They're all in that movie.
Angels in the Outfield just cracks me up. God rigs baseball.
Yeah, I know it is too. Like, I'll say this because maybe I didn't grow because I didn't grow up.
It's just a funny plot.
I didn't grow up with The Sandlot. I didn't grow up with Rookie of the Year. That to me is my favorite baseball movie. Like, that movie made me want to go watch baseball games, like especially in Toronto, because and funny enough, the first team the Angels play in the movie are the Blue Jays. I don't know, what's your baseball team? I can't remember. Hello? Sean? That's odd. Yeah, I wonder what the hell happened. Okay, we're still here. Anyway, moving on. See if he comes back. So he's kind of a mix of Captain Inglehorn and Ben Hayes. Uma Thurman is a disclosed role, and so Sean had to leave for a sec. No worries, he might come back. Is a mix of Captain Inglehorn and Ben Hayes. Uma Thurman is a disclosed role, and it will also feature Fay Wray in a cameo as Ann Darrow, the only survivor of the egg. Wow, you're just pulling all the stops. This is a Marvelitis script right here, Jared. So Fay Wray will have an only survivor of the expedition. Taito Takashima who played King Kong versus Godzilla, will also play the Japanese business associate named De Niro's character. A Japanese actress will play the role of Beauty that tames the beast, and we're not sure about the perfect actress for the role. Just pick a really cool chick from the 90s. I would say maybe a Cameron Diaz or something like that, especially after The Mask. Because that was John Landis's rumored choice at the time. Haido Amiyamoto, who you remember as the actor who played Doctor Who in King Kong Escapes, will have a disclosed role. So basically, there's going to be a lot of cameos from previous actors from the Kong Godzilla films. Okay, that's all cool. There will also be a reference to the famous tree scene from King Kong vs. Godzilla in this project, and this is how the picture of Kong will be attempt to whack Godzilla in the head with the tree, only for Godzilla to catch it in his jaws, then bites it down the tree like a total badass, ripping it to pieces. By then, Godzilla is so pissed off. Oh my god. The Japanese composer Akira Fukube will compose the score for our version, which we imagine to be on par with the score to Return of the Godzilla or Godzilla 85. Okay, I'm okay with that. That is awesome. We will also have both Japanese and American producers and writers for this project, with David L. Hewitt as one of the producers and John Landis as one of the writers. Filming for the project takes place in 1990 to 1991 and will be released worldwide for the summer of 1992. Holy fucking shit. I even made a teaser trailer, and this is an idea on my YouTube channel as in the style of the early teaser trailer of the Heisei Godzilla movies. Okay, Jared, definitely let me know if it's on your channel. I might take a look at it, as well as some other trailers people have been recommending me. Anyway, that's all I have to tell you about our version of the unmade Heisei King Kong vs. Godzilla movie. If you want to keep up to date for the ideas, go to ideasfandom.com and search for the title. And if you would like to see the teaser trailer I made for the project, check it out on my YouTube channel. So thank you, Jack, for taking the time to read my letter, and please give me your thoughts and opinions on this idea. Enjoy the rest of Jurassic Jaron. Sincerely yours, Jared Osborne, aka Toot King 1985. I like this idea. There's just a lot to compact here. And JTIsReborn is back. Hi, what the hell happened?
Okay, so I'm actually on my phone right now. It's weird. My stupid internet just crashed out. Watch, you'll see me on here twice in a second. Ready?
Okay. Oh,
okay,
what the
see?
fuck?
Here, let me leave my phone. I don't know. Stupid internet just crashed. Hang on. Let me fix this.
No worries, man. No worries. All right, let's try you on here. Are you there?
All right. Yes, I'm here. Yeah, I was in the middle of talking.
Okay, yeah, you actually sound better here than on your phone. I don't know
Okay.
why your phone has cell on it. I guess you could say your phone is perfect.
Don't you mean perfect?
See, you did. See, guys, Sean did the voice of Cell in our Dragon Ball Evolution review, so go subscribe to him. He's awesome. If you need a Cell voice, go reach out to him. He's amazing. He's so good at it. It's actually kind of creepy.
Yes.
It's funny because I talked to BATTYALANA about it because after we finished shooting and everything, she saw the episode. She thought you were like holy shit. Like she actually thought I hired the actual actor.
Oh, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. BATTYALANA's fucking awesome. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get her on one of these streams and you guys can just chat it out. They will have like a big kind of talk about what went on making of it or something. I don't know.
Right. Because we still have all those outtakes. You got to post.
Yeah, I've got so many outtakes from previous episodes. I got to edit together. I just haven't had the time, unfortunately.
Right. Because I know when I recorded the stuff for Cell, it's so ridiculous to watch me record it.
I still have that footage I want to include in the blooper reel.
Oh God.
See, it just adds to the hilarity of it.
You just see me screaming like a madman.
Yeah, so Jared sent us this, and he also sent us some nice little fan mail. Oh, okay, look at that. That's so cute. That's so cute. It was Beauty that killed the beast. Or it was the Thanos. The Thanos killed the beast.
Thanos.
Yeah, so we're just gonna I'm actually gonna take a look at his trailer right now. So let me just go to Jared Osborne. Unfortunately, does StreamYard allow you to share screens?
Yeah, you just go to share screen. It's an option right there.
Okay,
All
let's
right,
see here.
look at these comments. Cell is taking over his account. Laugh out loud.
Okay, is it that one? I'm not 100%. Okay, let me see here. I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
Let me read some of these comments. I think JT did.
Share screen. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Share screen. Friendly heads up. Chrome. Blah 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 blah. Okay, share screen. Okay, so all right. So here we are. We've got the screen. I'm gonna go find this damn thing because I want to see what this is all about. And hey, that way we can actually react to it, which is kind of cool.
Oh, cool. I don't think it doesn't play audio through sharing screen though.
That's fine. No worries. Let me see here. Jared.
So read these comments. So I was taking over the count. Perfecto. That was a no pun intended perfect impression. Thank you, Super Saiyan 4 Jason. I appreciate it.
I love that name, by the way, Super Saiyan 4 Jason. Yeah, if you want, read the comments and I'll just keep track. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's really loud.
Should I read the comments as Cell?
Yes! Yes!
Did anybody know that The Angels in the Outfield is a remake?
I did. Was it? The fuck?
I don't know. I think I should read all the comments as Cell for the rest of the episode.
Okay, let's take a look at this Godzilla vs. King Kong 1992 teaser. I can already tell he's using footage from the Showa era, but that's okay. But let's take a look. See, this is what's cool about these live streams now. I can actually show.
Okay, I'm not seeing it pop up on your screen share, though.
Is it not showing up?
No, see, what you got to do is you got to hit share screen.
Oh, okay, my mistake. Okay, let's see. Application window, Chrome
and then you
tab.
Pick Chrome tab, then you do that.
Okay, I'm trying to see here. Share. Okay, for some reason it is not letting me. See, I want to click. Oh, okay. I see. Oh, okay. All right, share. There we go. Can you see it now?
There we go. Yes.
All right. So here it is. I'm just gonna crank it up. The following preview has been approved for the company of this feature. But I need you to read this in Cell's voice now. God damn it.
Okay, ready? The following preview has been approved to accompany this feature by the Motion Picture Association of America, Incorporated.
Just have Cell do that became his job. He ended up doing movie trailers. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. Okay, let's take a look, shall we? All right,
let's take a look at the movie.
Okay, I love that. I love that Universal logo.
Oh, so do
I. I'm digging this. Cropping needs to be down a bit. All right.
What is a king?
Oh, I swear to God, if it says to a god, it's like, what is a god to a non? Oh, there it is. What is a god to a non-believer? All right, great sound. I
love the Heisei soundtrack.
See, the Godzilla 85 theme always sounds like The Godfather.
Oh, it's epic. Like, it's amazing.
Okay, okay, this is actually pretty kick-ass. This is a really good kind of fan teaser. It's kind of like, the old school Heisei, where when King Ghidorah would show up, they would use footage from the Showa era.
Mm-hmm.
Which print of the film this is? This is great quality.
I just love that Heisei music.
Yeah, it's like you expect Marlon Brando to come out like, look how they massacred my Godzilla. Yeah, I can totally dig this.
All right.
This is fantastic. I'm just going to skim through it because, you know, witness the battle between two of the mightiest monsters of all time, and they all know Godzilla versus King Kong. Be completed in 1994. Okay, that was actually pretty goddamn kick-ass. I'm not going to lie.
If you want to hit stop screen share, oh, there you go.
Yeah, that was really good. Very nice job, Jared. Only thing is, you got to keep an eye on. That's one thing. Again, fan trailers always fall like kind of, I guess, sort of like fall through this formula where they, what's the word? They have a problem with like cropping their trailers, where it's like, okay, now the trailer looks like this. Now it's full screen. It's like, that's something I try to, when I do my trailers, I try to keep to one aspect ratio to keep everything kind of consistent so it looks like a fan trailer. Because I see a lot of them where they just take the footage and they just slap it on because they're just rushing it. But Jared, that is a very good trailer. I'm really impressed. I want to like, now I kind of want to see what other, you know, what if you can be able to pull this off. That'd be pretty kick-ass. So
let's look at some of the other comments. Look at how they massacred my king. Haha, your voice work, Jack. Thoughts on Jurassic World 3 going back into production?
I'm looking forward to it. I am counting on this one to be pretty good because Colin Farrell is in the director's seat this time around. Here's the thing with Fallen Kingdom. It has nothing to do with J.A. Bayona as a director. I love him as a director. He delivered some of the good throws of that film. Nothing
I think it's the writing.
It's nothing even against Colin. You know what it is? It's studio interference. It's a lot of Hollywood politics and merchandising deals that completely trashed that movie and really just chopped it up into pieces, and it just becomes a mess. It's like to me, Fallen Kingdom is the Rise of Skywalker of the Jurassic series. Like, it's still fun, but it has a lot of problems, and that's mostly due to the fact that it had a lot of interference from Hollywood politics. And when your studio is getting very political and that affects your film, you're guaranteed a bad movie.
Okay, so you got another comment.
I got another comment. You know what? I think it's going in the right direction. I'm really like the idea of just Planet of the Dinosaurs.
No, that alone is like this is literally turning the Rise to the New Planet of the Apes trilogy. You got the same writers.
No. It's becoming fucking Primal Rage.
Dude, give me a Primal Rage movie.
Yeah, because think about it. The fucking Primal Rage, all the dinosaurs are there, and then like the whole continent turns into a fucking T-Rex skull. That's awesome.
Yeah, give me that.
You know what'd be great? Universal logo. And then as it turns, the continents become a T-Rex skull.
Yes. Give me that shit.
Even better, just Waterworld, but with fucking dinosaurs Mad Max with dinosaurs.
Nice.
That would be amazing. Okay, we're on to letter number 2 or letter number 3. I can't treat. Actually, these are both from the same person. I feel like SpongeBob. These were from name and address withheld.
Okay, it looks like you got some comments saying that they switched Robert De Niro, Tim Curry for the villain role. Much better choice.
90s Tim Curry, like Congo Tim Curry, abso-goddamn-lutely.
Just Tim Curry in general.
Just to make him go, oh, Godzilla!
The gorilla.
The gorilla is fighting the giant dinosaur.
I will pay for Amy to go home.
Really? You're supposed to be in this movie? All right, so this is from Tyler, from Potterstown, PA. I don't know where PA is. I don't know much about the United States. I haven't lived there for 20 years.
I already have a Mad Max Masters. It's called Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
So he has said, let's see here. We have already had a Mad Max Dinosaurs. It's called Cadillac. Oh! It's probably like one of those shitty sci-fi movies. Oh my god. Okay, so Tyler sent us some more fan art. I always enjoy my fan art and always enjoy my little posters. So there's 2 of these, which, holy smokes, there's a lot. Like, there's like probably about 10 pages of art. Oh, I love you guys. So first of all, we have Star Wars, I cannot read the title because it's yellow and bright. And in the back, there is a letter. So, dear Big Jack Films, I have heard you are a big Star Wars fan. Yes, I am. You should watch my Star Wars reviews. I'm currently working on a new Star Wars series called Star Wars I can't pronounce that. It takes place 6 years after the events of Episode 3, where a deformated, I can't name that species, hides out on Naboo, and when the Empire arrives to invade the planet, he must decide whether he should come out of hiding and help the Naboo or not. I'm currently on Chapter 7 and hoping to finish it same time around this summer. Hope you like it. From Taylor. P.S. Forgive the lateness of my reply. P.S. Some of the chapters reveal more of the character's backstory, who was his master, him defeating Dirge, which in my head was canon, on Munilus, and how he survived the Great Jedi Purge Order 66. The series will end with him dying and becoming a Force ghost, spoilers, and so on. Yeah, that sounds interesting. It's funny, the plot of that where Jedi is on Naboo, that's right out of the original Battlefront 2. The pandemic Battlefront 2. Not like shitty fucking EA Battlefront 2. But
I heard rumors of EA like buying some of WB Games licensing so they'd have the rights to Batman and Mortal Kombat, and I was like, no.
Just stop. You already no. And okay, I'll allow that if you can let go of fucking Star Wars. Stop making Star Wars games. Hand it over to somebody else. Reopen fucking LucasArts again.
Ugh. Fuck EA.
You know what? And here's the thing: EA used to make good games. Like, you know what? I really dug their Lord of the Rings games back when the movies came out. Those were fantastic games.
I think I had one. Is it something for Mordor?
No, I preferred what was it? Return of the King. Return of the King's a great movie.
I think I know I have one Lord of the Rings game. I can't remember what it is though.
Play Return of the King because they actually got the whole cast to be in the game.
I think I have that one.
Christopher Lee is in the game.
Perfect.
Like he's not a playable character, but he's there. Like he's there as a character that you talk to. So he sent us this little artwork, which is amazing. This little kind of artwork of the Jedi, and there's like a lizard Sith guy and shit. See, Raptor Sith Lords. I can tell Raptors with lightsabers. Absolutely.
Dude, Raptors with lightsabers sounds amazing.
Clever girls, indeed.
Clever girl.
Yeah, they're intelligent enough to that. Sends it. Okay, and here's the thing. Again, I haven't watched this show. Sean, you probably have. What do you know of the new show Primal?
I have not watched it.
Like, I know it's by the guy who did fucking Samurai Jack, but
that one, Gendy Tarkatov.
Yeah, the Powerpuff Girls guy.
Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab with Mandark or whatever.
Mandark! Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! With one of the greatest parodies of Speed Racer I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, speaking of Speed Racer, I rewatched. I bought Speed Racer on Blu-ray. I rewatched it. That movie is hilarious.
You know what? That is actually my favorite Wachowski brothers movie.
I had a blast with it. Like my brother and I were watching. The bad guy is amazing.
Well, it's John Goodman.
Well, John Goodman's not the bad guy. He's the dad, but the bad guy is some guy named Roger Allman or whatever who plays him. I guess he's in Game of Thrones. I don't watch Game of Thrones, but he is so good. He's like, pancakes are love. Like he acts circles around everybody in the movie. There's no scenery left unchewed, but like he would have been a pitch perfect penguin.
See, it's more just like, when it comes to the Wachowskis, I did not like The Matrix. I thought they were boring, confusing as hell. I really was looking forward to Jupiter Ascending, and I finally saw it, and I walked out around the third act. I actually walked out. It was such a piece of crap.
I only watched the first Matrix. I started Matrix 2, and I never finished it. I bought the series, but I'll have to watch them. Oh, so the guy
looks like an acid trip. It's just, I don't get it. I don't get their movies, and the only one I liked was Speed Racer.
Well, Speed Racer is unlike any movie that's out there. It's definitely very unique.
Seizure-inducing film.
Oh my God, is it ever?
How did nobody suffer epilepsy when that movie came out?
Oh, I'm sure they did. But then again, nobody really saw it when it came out.
Well, on the bright side, they did make some pretty good Lego sets.
True.
The Lego sets are actually, I heard, were pretty kick-ass. Like the Mach 5. Oh, fuck, I'd want that.
Okay, so the bad guy in Speed Racer...
Absolutely.
So the bad guy in Speed Racer, he played somebody named Illyrio Mopatis or whatever in Game of Thrones.
Do not know. Can't remember that character.
Okay. I don't know. I don't watch Game of Thrones, so.
They sent me some artwork of Primal. Okay.
Oh, cool.
This kid sends me a lot of artwork, and it's like I can't keep track. I'm running out of room on my bulletin board of fan art.
Do you know how much fan art I have? 0.
Well, you know you're popular when you have fan art and you have a stalker at G-Fest. Oh,
you had
man.
a stalker at G-Fest?
Oh, God, yeah. No, I won't get into the details, but yeah, I had one at G-Fest. That was terrifying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll have to send you. I have a meme, and it's kind of funny. I will send it to you. And it's just like, oh my God. But yeah, so oh wow, okay, that's actually really cool. So he sent me, because remember when I did my video about talking about a remake of The Lost World? Well, kid took my advice and actually made a fan poster of my idea for The Lost World.
Nice.
Which, yeah, like he added Richard Armitage, Kit Harington, Brad Dourif, Tom Hiddleston, Daisy Ridley, Michael Pena, Amelia Clark. I guess Ridley Scott's directing it. See, how come Hollywood has not done a proper big budget remake of that yet? I have no idea. Like, it's ripe for material. You don't have to do Kong. You don't have to do Jurassic Park. You could do The Lost World, like the Conan Doyle novel. It's in the public domain, for God's sakes. Sent this here. Okay, he sent this artwork for 1 Million Years BC, which is a movie I have plans to review this summer. So, nice little... Have you ever seen that one, Sean?
I think I own it, but I never got around to watching it yet.
Bro, I'll say this. It's one of the best dinosaur movies. It's up there with Jurassic Park. Like, it's one of the best. Like, top 3.
I'm trying to think of, like when I think favorite dinosaur movies, I think the Jurassic Parks, obviously. I think King Kong 2005, I'd classify that as kind of a dinosaur movie.
I consider the original even.
Yeah, so like I'm trying to think outside of that though. Like I'm trying to think of some really.
Well, there's things. Okay, The Lost World from 1925 is incredible. The one, pretty much the first special effects dinosaur movie ever made.
Before Time.
Besides Dirty. Land Before Time is a good one, not counting the sequels.
I like 2.
Land That Time Forgot, Matthew brought up. Have you seen that one, Land That Time Forgot?
I've heard of it.
That came out in 1975. It was a British film. But the dinosaur effects in that are, even though they're like rod hand puppets, they actually do look good, like at a high frame rate. And like, how come they didn't do that for the 70s Kong movies? I have no idea, but it would have worked.
Yeah, biggest disappointment for the 70s Kong movie is he doesn't really fight anything. He just fights a really bad looking snake. You got Rick Baker doing the effects. I mean, you'd think they would look better.
Well, funny story about that. Apparently, when they shot that scene, the fight itself, not like it on the, because they had different snakes. So they had one on a track that would kind of come in like one of those RC snakes you get at a toy store. But then they had it where they had to have the snake go around Rick Baker or Will Shepard, and the damn thing didn't fucking work. Like the thing, like it was so unpractical, and they had to come up with some ideas. They had to use what they can, and they actually took a break from shooting it. And one of the ideas they thought of was, it was kind of like the same scenario with Jaws with the shark cage, where they were gonna get a little person, put him in a miniature Kong suit, and have him fight a real boa constrictor. They were actually considering that and shooting that in the high frame rate, but one, they didn't have the money to make a suit, and 2, they didn't want to hurt an actual animal. And then the full idea was to just say, okay, shoot it in tight close-ups, cut the snake into pieces, and just wrap it around Rick Baker. So,
yeah, if you want a movie with some good practical snake effects, I'd say Anaconda 97 has some pretty good ones.
Even then, like the puppet effects look like the CG's okay, but the puppet
there's
effects.
There's some really bad CGI shots, but then there's some that are actually quite good. Like towards the end of the movie when it's going after John Voight, the snake.
It looks like a snake animatronic you'd see it at a Disneyland Jungle Cruise theme park.
Yeah, some shots do, but I do appreciate like a nice blend of it. Like its mobility is actually pretty good.
No.
But, I really like that movie.
So another piece of fan art, because he obviously knows this is my favorite Disney film, sent me fan art of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which I watched again this week. I still love that movie, Disney's Hunchback. It's just probably Disney at its darkest next to the Black Cauldron, and also the score is epic to Hunchback.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
Dude, you watch it again. It actually if you watch it now, it holds up a lot more, and the dark themes, you're going to be like, holy fuck, how did Disney get away with this? Like, you want to know what the whole movie's about? I can sum up the dark story of this movie in one sentence. Frollo burns down the entire city of Paris without the king's consent so he could get laid. That's the whole movie. Frollo is an incel. He literally burns the city to the ground just so he could get laid.
Frollo's the first simp.
Yeah, and on top of that, it leads to one plot hole in the film, though. Hello? Where's the King of France? I don't think he would approve of his city being burnt down. Why is Frollo have all this power? Where's the king? Hello? Are we just not going to talk about this? Because, like, the whole movie's dark as hell, but when Disney marketed it was all about, oh, it's a party, it's a festival, and they only showed, like, maybe the first half hour of the movie in the trailers. Like, they didn't show any of the dark subject matter in the film. Like, and also Tony Jay, probably his best performance as Frollo, and it's just like it's worth watching again. I'd recommend it. Avoid the sequel at all costs. The sequel is actually one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, most of those the only really good one I remember was Extremely Goofy Movie.
No, it was that, Lion King 2, and Cinderella 3.
I'm going to be honest. I've never watched Lion King 2 all the way through. Actually, I like 1.5. I own that.
Because the first Lion King was very Hamlet-based. Lion King 2 takes a lot from Romeo and Juliet.
Right.
And that's a great story, too. Like, I love the Dino De Laurentiis version. In fact, if you want a good comedy, but also kind of a biography on Shakespeare, watch Shakespeare in Love. That's a great comedy. I know people think, oh, that's a chick flick. No, it's legitimately funny.
Yeah, I've seen a good chunk of the movie before. So
like, one of my favorite lines is Jeffrey Rush. Every time they ask him, like, how's it going to go? And he's like, I don't know. It's a mystery. You know, it's a good comedy. It's worth picking up. But yeah, like, so Hunchback is, yeah, you need to watch that shit again, man. That movie's great. That movie's fantastic. And that's the thing. I was watching it with my friend, and we're just cracking up, making jokes about the movie. Like, there's a TikTok that's super popular with that film, because there's a song that Quasimodo sings on top of the bell tower, singing about how he wants to break free and go out into the world, right? And there's a little cameo from Belle out in the streets, right? You might know that scene, right?
It's been so long, so I don't remember.
Well, on TikTok, because the last lyric, you know, he's saying, you know, I want to spend one day out there. But then on TikTok, somebody took Quasimodo and said, if Quasimodo was a ladies' man, he's like, or was a fuckboy, and he's like, girl, you're thick as hell, goddamn. And then it's funny because my friend pointed this out when we were watching it. The end scene is like freaking Frollo trying to like stab Quasimodo, and then Quasimodo kind of discounters him because he feels like he killed Esmeralda, and he's freaking out. But then when Esmeralda immediately wakes up, he's like, Esmeralda, you're alive. But the way he walks towards her, he's skipping along all like, woohoo! You know, it's like, what the hell? Like, it's so weird. Like, but it's a good movie. It's my favorite Disney movie. Anyway, my thoughts. Okay, you know what? Okay, this is actually kind of funny. So, I've never sat through the entire Stuart Little trilogy, if you can call it that. I like the first one.
The third one is animated.
Yeah, I like the first one. The second one is meh. I mean, I just saw NC's review of it. I actually thought it was really funny. I have not seen the third one because it was animated, so I don't give a fuck. But this is how he describes the Stuart Little trilogy.
It's weird that M. Night Shyamalan just wrote the screenplay for Stuart Little.
And it's also like the co-direct. Like, I remember the advertisements were so desperate for this to be a hit that they're like, and the co-director of The Lion King. Co-director. They couldn't even say a director. Co-director. That is the equivalent of when they made those shitty spoof post-scary movies. And it's like, from 2 of the 6 writers of Scary Movie. Because we're lazy as fuck.
To be fair, that's probably the funniest part of the advertising. It's like, hey, 2 of the 6 writers worked on this.
To be honest, date movie, epic movie, disaster movie, and Meet the Spartans.
Oh no,
they're kind of guilty pleasures for me. I actually do get a kick out of them.
There's maybe like 1 or 2. Like, okay, I'll give you this epic movie. Crispin Glover as Willy Wonka.
It's more just like the thing is with those movies, they're like watching a 4-year-old's fan. It's like a 4-year-old who wrote a fan fiction, and then they gave that kid, I don't know, $50 million and said, "Now make a couple of movies out of this money, out of your fan fiction."
Oh, they're pretty terrible.
Like, and if you look at it that way, it's actually kind of like so bad it's hilarious.
They gotta stop making those movies, though.
I think they have stopped. I haven't seen them made one in a while.
The last one I remember was Vampires Suck.
And yeah, that was like 10 years. That was over 10 years ago. So
no, it was the Hungover Games, I think, was the last one. You know what? I'm going to look it up right now. I'm going to find these guys.
Yeah, like, what was it? They had, I'm trying to remember. It was funny because, like, I remember watching, because Epic Movie's probably my favorite in that series because, like, it is pure fan. It's like Narnia, but add like more characters because fan fiction. Literally, this kid's like, so then the Narnia kids come across James Bond, Chewbacca, and Borat and Napoleon Dynamite, who helped them fight the evil White Witch of Narnia, who's also disguised as Davy Jones, and then stormtroopers. It's like, it's the funniest thing in the world. You know, it's like, and you know what? I can dig that. It's just a really dumb comedy, and you can kind of laugh at how stupid it is. I laugh at those more than I do current Adam Sandler comedies. You know, just saying. I'm not a big Adam Sandler fan. So, the way he describes the Stuart Little trilogy. So the first one is like Star Wars. The second film is The Dark Knight. I wouldn't go that far. The third film is Spider-Man 3. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, I did see that, Jared. That was a really nice drawing. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put that on the wall. And whoa, holy smoke. Okay, this is cool. I like this. It's basically a bunch of different kaijus in this massive brawl. That's actually really cool. And he shows like the names of all the kaijus in this artwork. See, I love the artwork like this. Like the old like marker drawings, that was my jam back then. So I can really dig. It's like a treasure map. Dar, we need to get to the treasure of Godzilla, of Monster Island. Avoid the Mothras. Avoid the Minyas who talk to you really weirdly. Oh my god, this is adorable. And then there's one more from him. Oh god, it just keeps going. The fan mail. This is a long fan mail episode. Yeah, you were talking about, what was it about the scary movie films? Did you find anything?
Okay, so they did the Starving Games, and their last movie they did was Super Fast, which came out in 2015. And then
that must have been like a take on the fucking Comic-Cons.
Yeah, it was a parody of the Fast and Furious movies. It was just called Super Fast, but like...
Well, I heard apparently they want to do one on Star Wars. Like the Disney Stars. Like, okay, now you're just trying to be a shittier Spaceballs.
Just do Spaceballs 2. Wow, these
guys just made like... The search for more money.
Making actually Spaceballs 3. I think they were going to title it Spaceballs 3, The Search for Spaceballs 2, or is that... something.
No, they have to call it Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. They've been promising me that for almost for 35 years, god damn it.
But then again, like, I mean, Spaceballs is pretty perfect the way it is. So, I don't know. There's some funny things you could do. Like, you could just do the, like, Bill Pullman coming in.
He comes out and he's in the costume from Independence Day Resurgence.
Oh, God, no. Damn it, you had to bring that.
I hate those movies too. I hate every one of those fucking movies Roland Emmerich makes. Except for The Patriot. Everything else he makes stinks.
I really love the first Independence Day movie.
I was bored. That movie bored me.
Must Go Faster. Must Go Faster.
No, but that was Jurassic Park.
Checkmate. Checkmate.
Okay, holy crap! There's a big one.
Oh, wait,
So
wait.
he sent-
One more.
Time's up.
So he sent me a couple things of dinosaur stuff. There's a whole storyline here, which I don't know if I'm gonna have time to write all this. Oh my god. There's a whole storyline behind this. Apparently there was like supposed to be a earlier version of Disney's Dinosaur back in like the 90s, I guess. I don't know the whole history behind that film, but shows a couple of like little artwork on the front and everything. It's cool. There's some I love these. Okay, y'all remember, okay, you remember like old school dinosaur coloring books and shit?
Yeah.
Well, he sends me these pages of these dinosaur comics or coloring pages, and they're really nice. Like, he sends me one of the current Spinosaurus, which looks nothing like the third Jurassic Park. Which, thank God, this thing looks a lot better. It's basically a crocodile with a tumor on its back. You know, that's all it is. And then I love this though. The this colored art for the Triceratops. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually really nice.
Yeah, I like the red coloration.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually pin that one up. And then sends me this. I have no clue what these are from. These look like complete ripoffs of something from my childhood. God damn it, Tyler. What is the purpose of this?
What is that?
It's like some knockoff Sailor Moon Winx bullshit. I don't know. It looks nice, but I have no idea what the fuck this is. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. So that's it for the letters. Now we're on to the big package. The big one.
The big one.
Here's to the big one. So, bear in mind, I've already opened this. I'm only going to show the box because I'm currently working on it. But I want to give a little backstory behind this package that I'm going to show right here. So this package, I had ordered probably about 2 months ago. When I ordered it, they miscalculated my address and they had to cancel my order. When I went back and rearranged it, they were out of stock. And because of what's going on, I had to wait 2 months for this thing to get remanufactured. I kept contacting them, and they said, you're the first on our list when we get these manufactured. So, finally got it. Finally got it about a couple days ago, and I've just been working on it very slowly. But it's a big fucker. I'm not gonna lie. This is a huge freaking thing. And this is okay. When I saw it online, Sean, I was like, I kind of have to have this because this is like something I've been wanting for a long time, and compared to the original, which is more expensive.
Oh, dude.
But it comes from, I don't know if you can read this. If you can read that.
Why are Legos? Oh wait, no. Why are Lego shops?
Yeah, this was a limited edition. It's something I've wanted for a while. It is it's Lego Ideas Pirates of Barracuda Bay, set number 21322, 2,500 pieces. What this basically is, so there's I don't know if you're aware of the Lego Ideas brand, Sean.
Not entirely. Like, I haven't done collected Legos in years, so.
Well, this is the first Lego set I've bought in about a decade. So just put that into perspective. So, Lego Ideas is for fans of Lego to make their own sets, to basically create their own models from scratch, you know, with whatever pieces, and then they can put a petition out to make them into official sets. They've been going strong for about maybe a decade now. And this one is special because it's celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Lego Pirates line that came out in 1989. And I love the original pirate stuff. Like, all the pirate shit, like, this is my jam when it comes to Lego stuff. But what this is actually a follow-up to their original set. And they've basically taken the Black Seas Barracuda, or the Dark Shark for European markets, and they converted it into sort of the shipwreck island. But what's really great about the set, you can actually take it apart and build a special edition remaster of the original Black Seas Barracuda.
Perfect.
And they've improved it. They've made it bigger. And I'm just after the goddamn boat, because the original set, without the box, I've seen go for about $500 online. I paid about $300 for this thing, and I'm like, much better deal. And you get more stuff. And they've improved the figures, they've updated them, but like, just look how nice that is. Come on, like, look how cool the stuff is. So I've been building one step a day. It's really tricky. So I'm having fun with this thing. So I just wanted to point that out. That was one of my big things I got in the mail. And yeah, so I guess for now, like, we can probably spend the next little bit probably just talking about movies and stuff. Now that I got all my fan mail out of the way.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of it. Oh, you had a comment there about the picture.
What picture?
The one.
Oh, son gave you that was basically. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you. Tell your son thank you, Michael. We really appreciate that. And of course, guys, if you guys want to send us mail, if you want to send us questions, letters, donations, gifts, whatever, you can send our email at our mailing address, BigJackFilms, P.O. Box 326, Queensville, Ontario, L0G1R0. We'd love to hear from you. And by the way, if you would like to own a VHS copy of my Kong remake in glorious full screen extended play, you can just message us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They're $5 plus shipping. Now, what's cool is we actually, because I brought up a poll about this, apparently you guys want to see merchandise. Well, we're working on merchandise. We're going to be making button pins. We're going to be making T-shirts. We're going to be making posters for our Kong movie, a bit smaller, but you can have an official poster. And we're also going to be making more VHS tapes, and all of these are going to be sold on Etsy. I don't know if you know what Etsy is, Sean.
I'm not familiar.
Etsy is basically like kind of like a public community version of eBay, where you can just sell your own stuff and just do whatever you want with it. So we're probably going to be putting it on that website when the time comes. But yeah, I've got somebody who is helping me make buttons. We're going to be making T-shirts. And we're going to be doing things like posters. We're going to be doing things like maybe even memes. Like if you guys know any memes from our show that you guys will like, we'll make those into buttons and T-shirts. We'll just make whatever, you know. But yeah, that's definitely happening. So with that said, oh god, Toy Story 3 is going to be 10 years old tomorrow. God damn it.
Hey, you know what? Batman Forever turned 25 yesterday.
I have a couple of movies that I'm going to be talking about this year that have so many anniversaries. Like, one film is celebrating its 45th anniversary. One is celebrating its 35th. There's a couple on my agenda that are having anniversaries this year. Now, here's the thing, too, I want to point out. Because of what's going on with the pandemic, Mummy Month has been delayed along with a bunch of other big projects. But I'm going to try this Halloween to actually do something a little different. I've been thinking about other smaller reviews to do. I actually am probably going to try to cover a lot of the Universal monster movies in October. So just like the main ones, just like maybe about 2 or 3 of them. You know, I don't know, but probably will mainly be Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Mummy. You know,
and the Wolfman.
And the Wolfman. Those will be the ones I'll probably talk about.
Or maybe Black Lagoon.
Well, I mean, like, how many monsters are there total? Like.
Well, you have 30, like, I bought that Universal set on DVD. I remember when they announced it. It was like there was 31 movies in the set, because the Spanish version of Dracula counts technically as 31 because they're slightly different. But you had Dracula, you had the Mummy, you had the Wolfman, you had the Frankenstein's monster, you had the Bride of Frankenstein, you had the Creature from the Black Lagoon, Invisible Man, and I think that's it. And maybe some more different mummies in that too.
See, I don't count those, just those main 7.
Yeah, there's something like that. I have to look again, but
so I'd probably have to just cut that in half. Like, maybe I'll make it about maybe 4. So I'll do at least the first 4. So Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, and the Wolfman, and then later year it'll be like Creature from the Black Lagoon, Bride of Frankenstein, The Invisible Man. Like, I'll do those. But I do want to at least get something out for Halloween. I feel like it's about time I started talking about those. So there's that.
I felt like kind of doing something like that, but just doing like an after the movie, like just a vlog of each movie, 1 movie a day or something like that. Something simple, just to kind of talk about some stuff.
Well, what's funny actually is one of my favorite Halloween memories of my lifetime was a couple of years ago. Because you guys have AMC, we have Cineplex. Cineplex did a Halloween screening double feature of the original Dracula and Frankenstein in HD remastered. And that was the first time I sat through both of them, and I had just such a blast.
No, which version of Dracula was it? It was the English.
It was the English version, and it's funny because
is it the one with the alternate score, or is it just kind
no,
of
it's the original print. It's the original 1931 Bela Lugosi
because
Dracula.
like on the DVD set that I have, they have the original uncut version, and they also have one with an alternate score because there's no music really in that first Dracula movie aside from like Swan Lake at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, it's funny when I saw Black Swan, I heard that theme. I'm like, when's Dracula gonna show up?
Right. So they had like because Philip Glass, who did the music for Clive Barker's Candyman, he also did the music like for like an alternate score. It's kind of like how in a lot of silent movies they do different scores. Like Nosferatu has various versions of it with different orchestral music. So the Philip Glass music, I think the music is good on its own, but it's kind of like a bit overwhelming at times. Like it kind of takes over the movie when some.
The only print I own of Nosferatu is on one of these 50.
I have that exact set like right over.
No, this is actually not half bad of a set. I'm not gonna lie.
I haven't watched all those movies on there, but like,
there's a couple on here I do need to watch because maybe for future stuff. But yeah, it's like, it's just like I mean for me like, and it's weird with music, right? So
Right.
when I hear Swan Lake, to me that is the theme to Dracula.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like, but when people confuse it with, the music, da 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 da, it's like, no, that's the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, that's the other one, the Phantom. Here you go. I got the
Yeah, like that's the thing. That's the Phantom of the Opera's theme. So that's the confusion there. And then, and then it's funny because like when you think Van Helsing or stuff like that where it's a monster killer, I just think the track Vampire Hunter from Castlevania.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Van Helsing, have you seen the Stephen Sommers Van Helsing movie?
I finally watched it. I was kind of let down.
It's I think some of it's pretty funny. I mean, the guy who plays.
It's a poor man's version of the Monster Squad.
Okay, I'll say this though: the guy who plays Dracula, fucking hilarious. Like my brother and I would make fun of him.
He was awful as Dracula. The only monster I actually thought, wow, that was actually really good was Frankenstein was actually updated.
Oh my god, Frankenstein cracks me up too. He's like, why?
Because he's like the Hulk.
No, he's like you ever see the Goonies?
Yeah, like slug. Hey, you guys!
That's Frankenstein in that movie.
No, it's
or the
like
Frankenstein monster.
Hulk. I felt he had very Hulk. And one of the other things of the movie, it had a lot. It felt like it was almost like a ripoff of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I think Van Helsing came out. No. Van Helsing came out in like 2006, I think.
No, it was like 2003, 2004.
Yeah, let's look it up really quick. I think you're right. It was like 2003 to 2004, maybe. Let's take a look.
Yeah, because like I know League of Extraordinary Gentlemen kind of came out around the exact same time.
Oh God! Stop changing autocorrect on my stupid phone.
So it's like, yeah. So for me, it's like.
Okay, 2004. I'll tell you what. Great video game though. Video game was awesome.
I heard the video game was okay, but that's the thing. Like Steven Sommers to me.
Alvin Silvestri score.
I'll admit, like that's the thing. Like I think when Alan started working with Steven, the music got better. Like that doesn't take away from the first Mummy movie with Jerry Goldsmith's score, which is fantastic. But Alan kind of added a bit more of that kind of Indiana Jones, just classy adventure feel to it. And you know what? I don't know why people shit on Mummy Returns. I love Mummy Returns.
I love Mummy Returns up until the third act gets kind of messy.
Okay, when the Scorpion King shows up, it's laughable. But you know what? That whole battle with like the Magi and Anubis's army, that was awesome. And remember, this was like pre-Lord of the Rings. Like that was before Lord of the Rings started. So this was a huge, massive battle. That battle.
Like I said, I love Mummy. The Mummy 99 is one of my favorite movies of all time. Mummy Returns was in a lot of ways the first two acts of Mummy Returns I kind of enjoy more than the 99 film. It's the third act where we get to the really awful CGI Scorpion King, aka the worst CGI effect. I just love to. I remember watching like some behind the scenes features. You see different designs, so you're like, wow, that looks like a scary scorpion monster. But then you're like, oh man, people are going to be wowed by this.
No, but we need to because The Rock. We were paying a lot of money for The Rock to be in the movie, so we're going to.
Here's the thing. You know what made it better? Have him show up in person as the Scorpion King, because they take away Imhotep's powers because you have to beat him as a warrior.
Yeah, as a mortal.
Yeah, as Immortal, you fight him like as a warrior, weapons, hand-to-hand combat. How much more awesome would that have been? It would have.
The only thing I like, because here, like, I love the I like the sequel. I'll admit, the sequel CGI is far worse than the first one.
Right.
Like, it felt rushed. That movie felt like the effects felt rushed.
Exactly, because they had to make that release date. But Mummy Returns was, I remember when that one came out, it was such a big deal. Because I saw Mummy 99. I was at my cousin's, he had the VHS, and I'd never heard of this thing.
I saw both of them in theaters.
I never got to see any of them in theaters.
You were probably just a little like thing in the testicles, man. You weren't even born yet.
No, I was born when that came out. So,
like, I remember we saw The Mummy, and then when Mummy Returns came out, we actually rented the first one from Blockbuster Video.
Nice.
It was one of those days where it's like, hey, you need to catch up on the first one? Go to Blockbuster Video and get the first one.
And then we had to wait so long for Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. But at least
I hated Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. It's well shot. It's well shot. It's got a great ending, a great battle scene. But what really ruined that movie was the recasting of Evie. Like, that just took me out of the movie completely.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, nothing against Mario Bell. I think that was the actress name. She's a good actress, but you can't replace that chemistry that Rachel Weisz and Brendan Fraser had.
You could have cut her out and nothing would have been lost.
Right, because honestly, if you're not going to bring back Rachel Weisz, just say something like Evie's on a mission or something. Make her do a cameo. I don't know.
Yeah, like, because apparently they were going to do more of them. They were going to go to, like, find Aztec mummies, so why didn't you just say...
Banderas was going to be the mummy.
Yeah, it's like, so you could have said, you know... what is it? Evie's on a mission in the Aztec ruins in Mexico. It's like, okay, so that's a setup for another movie.
Right, and I think people are ready for another mummy. The Tom Cruise one would have done well if it was Brendan Fraser in the movie, and obviously a better script, but people want to see Brendan Fraser back in movies. There's a huge demand.
You know what actually would have made the third one actually a lot better and bigger is if, obviously, the Dragon Emperor is so powerful. It's like, how do you fight this mummy? You have to get another mummy, you know? So you bring back Imhotep. So Imhotep versus the Dragon Emperor, and it becomes almost like a wizard's duel.
You know, I actually had that. That was kind of my idea for like a fourth movie. So like after since like the Dragon Emperor, the Econos have been doing pretty good. Their son is with that one girl, wherever for 3, it seems to be going well. Somebody resurrects Imhotep. Like my idea was like somebody resurrected Imhotep, and you have to utilize the Dragon Emperor to fight him, like kind of like the different.
Yeah, but the idea is that at this point, Imhotep has kind of learned the value of human life. So when he's brought back, he's more like, "Can I just die? Like, can I just?" But he's like, "No." Like maybe the idea is that he is enslaved by humankind, but then when he sees O'Connell again, he's like, "You know what, dude? You're a cool dude. You know what? I like you."
I actually was thinking when Mummy Returns, like, because now I kind of think about it, like how much cooler would have been at the ending of Mummy Returns if Rick actually saved the mummy, because he was
and he just tells him, "You know what, man?
He's mortal now," but like at the same time, like you see a change in Imhotep where he's finally like kind of at peace with himself. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna live the rest of my days just as immortal.
Like, and even at the end, you know what you could have had at the end where he's like out in the desert and he's talking to like O'Connell or something, and he says, you know, I have no. It's kind of like at the end of Princess Bride when Inigo Montoya is like, you know, I've been in the revenge business for so long. Now that it's over, I don't know what to do with the rest of my life. And Wesley's like, have you ever considered piracy? You make a wonderful Dread Pirate Roberts, you know, something like that, where it's like maybe he's just like, you know, it's like the ending to Spider-Man 3 where he has to go find himself.
Right, or maybe he joins the Magi or something. I don't know. I
would just say where he just kind of disappears into the sand, and it's like, and they're like, where are you gonna go? And he's like, whatever the desert will take me, you know, or something like that, where he just kind of disappears, and it's just kind of like he's out there, but he's a peaceful person. He's no longer.
Right. I think him making peace with himself. Damn it! And I also wanted like more of Odette Fair in the movies. Aldrich Bay.
Aldrich Bay is like basically Egyptian Aragorn.
He's great. Like I always thought he should play Ra's al Ghul in a movie.
Oh, he would be great. But here's the thing:
he voices him in Young Justice.
Far in the live-action Aladdin, and he was wasted.
Oh, should have been him.
He was not. He was not good in the movie. He was terrible. They took one of the greatest villains in Disney lore and just fucked him.
Oh yeah, like I remember the memes and jokes about the Hey, but the 2019 Aladdin still made a lot of money somehow.
How?
All right.
I don't think even China liked it.
Yeah, it's sad.
Where'd they get the fucking money to pay this shit back?
Tisk tisk.
Like, what country made it billions of dollars? I don't know, Bangladesh? I mean, it was kind of a Bollywood movie. I don't know where they got the fucking money for that. You know, like, how do you pace it? Like, I know what it was. I don't even think the movie was that expensive.
It looked bad. Like, it looked cheap, kind of.
So maybe that was it. It was just a low budget, so they knew they were going to make their money back because, hey, we're spending very minimal.
Oof. You know, Genie, wish his lamp. None of that ringing a bell. Okay.
Well, you know what actually who would have been a better Genie? And it actually would have been a bit more safe? Ryan Reynolds. All you do is take Deadpool and paint him blue, and there's your Genie.
All right, you got some more comments coming in here, too.
How do we get
Mummy? Okay, how do we get on Mummy? I don't know how we got to talking about the Mummy, because we love the Mummy.
It's just a good fucking movie. It's Indiana Jones and the Curse of the Mummies too.
No, we were talking about Universal Monsters, and then they got to Stephen Sommers, and then I got to the Mummy. See,
Van Helsing. Yeah, I did not see. I actually find the Mummy and Mummy Returns to be his best movies. Everything he's made since just is not good.
Yeah, G.I. Joe: Rise of Cobra.
Oh no, the sequel was better.
Yeah, I remember I got an early screening somehow for that movie. That was like I watched it once, and I don't remember anything.
What, Retaliation?
Yeah.
It still holds up. It's still a decent, like, it is a good live action adaptation of the cartoon. Like, it feels like a Michael Bay movie, but a good Michael Bay movie.
All right, what comments do we got here? You have somebody talking about like a Dilophosaurus thing. I'm not sure. How should I pull off the Dilophosaurus with my JP fan film? Should it be an adult like in the book, or should I bring back the Indoraptor and improve upon it?
Yeah, make it part human, because that was the original twist in Fallen Kingdom, and then Mattel said no.
I don't do live stream with Evan Matthews because the negative side of one person. Okay, so we got that comment there. Favorite Mel Gibson movie? I guess
Braveheart.
I don't know.
Well, you haven't watched enough. You've only watched Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, I watched Lethal Weapon. I've watched some other movies that Mel Gibson's been in.
You seen The Patriot?
Yeah, I saw The Patriot years ago. I saw Signs.
Signs is hilarious. Dude, Braveheart, you're gonna love that. You need to watch. If you like Lord of the Rings, you'll love Braveheart.
Yes, William Wallace. Then you have The Passion, which is...
Oh, The Passion is just a complete torture porn snuff film.
It's very...
That is literally, that movie came out, like, I put that in the same category as the fucking torture porn genre that came out around the same time.
That movie that's a tough set. It's a very violent.
I'll admit, yeah, that's one of the things I can give Mel Gibson. He knows how to do violence really, like, make you feel it. Like, the part in The Passion, like, the Passion that got me, because I only watched it once.
The Red.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, Mel, what the fuck are you doing?
No.
There were times I was like, oh, that hurts. But then there was time I was kind of unintentionally laughing because I'm like, oh my God, this is like sick shit. Like, Mel, I do not want to know what your basement looks like.
What are you talking about? South Park showed us.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, but then it's like when he's like blaming, like being anti-Semitist, I'm like, okay, Mel, you need to stop. You need to stop what you're doing right now. But the part that got me, the part that was probably the most brutal, violent scene was, yeah, they bring out the whips, but then they bring out the whips with the fucking glass shards and nails, and they dig into his foot. Like, that's the part where I'm like, no, ow.
Like, you can't, that movie, I haven't watched it in years, but man, that's one that just sticks with you. That
just skip to the torture stuff.
But don't worry,
the rest of the movie is boring as hell.
He better make the sequel like super G-rated.
No. It's gonna be like, because people have already made jokes like that. Like Smosh made jokes about that a decade ago, where it's like, you know, when Jesus comes back and the fucking Romans are like, Jesus, please forgive us. It's like, yes, I forgive you, but my Tommy gun doesn't.
It's gonna be one of those sequels. It's gonna be like Gandhi 2. You ever see UHF with the Weird Al movie UHF?
No.
Okay, well, basically Weird Al, like in the movie, like he's plays some guy takes control of like a TV station or something. Like he does their own programming. It's like, tonight on UHF, he's back. and he's mad. Gandhi too, and he's got like he's got a machine gun. And he's like, he knows how to party and hang out with the ladies. Then there's one where it's like Conan the librarian. These books are overdue.
God damn it!
Oh,
God
it's
damn it! Conan the librarian. It's like, Conan, what is best in life? To read your enemies, read the books before you, and hear the quietation of the librarian.
oof. Yeah. What do we got?
See, all these ideas for sequels, like, okay, if you're gonna do that, just make Titanic 2 or Jack's Unthawed.
Well, they did make Titanic too.
No, not with the worst line in cinema history.
What's the worst line?
Oh, it has one of the worst lines I've ever heard in a motion picture, where the thing's sinking and he's like, looks like history's repeating itself. I fucking hate that line. I hate that line. Because at this point, you know what the hell you're doing, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
To be fair, pretty much all the Titanic movies, like James Cameron, instead of focusing on the real people, let's make this fake love story.
But it was good. It was well written.
No,
Cameron knows how to write good love stories.
Titanic sucks.
No, it doesn't. And I don't know, maybe I'll cut an abridged version for you so you can maybe appreciate it more.
Fuck Rose, by the way. That's...
You know what it is? You know, here's the argument I've had with people with Titanic. The guys think it's boring because the first half is a chick flick, and they don't have the stomach to sit through.
I'll say this about Titanic: great production value.
Billy Zane is great as the biggest douchebag villain imaginable.
What? Billy Zane saves more people than Rose does.
No. Like the one scene where you're like, you're a dick. He's, it's like half the people of the ship are gonna die. Not the better half. It's like, you dick.
He saves more people than Rose does. Rose got Jack killed.
The biggest problem I have is that a villain like that needs to get his comeuppance. He never gets it. They actually tell you that it happened off screen, because apparently at the end of the movie he lives. He lives. You know, and I'm like Fred Savage in Princess Bride. Jesus, Grandpa, why'd you read me this thing for?
But you know what? He still saved more people than Rose.
Yeah, in the crash of 29, he shot himself. And we can't see that? I don't know, maybe Biff shot him because he was one of
Biff's. As bad as Frank Miller after Dark Knight Strikes Again. Ooh, Dark Knight Strikes Again is pretty bad.
I've only read the first Dark Knight Returns now. I haven't read the second one.
Yeah, and then you get Dark Knight 3, Master Race, which is a little bit better, but yeah. Billy Zane, I have a child.
You know, he's great. You know what? Billy Zane would be an amazing Lex Luthor in a Superman movie.
Oh yeah, but Billy Zane was on some of the he was on one of the CW Arrowverse shows, if I remember.
I'll admit he was actually a decent Phantom. I like the Phantom.
I have not seen it. I kind of want to though.
It's Indiana Jones, but with Grimace's testicles. It's Billy Zane dressed in Grimace's scrotum. And also Catherine Zeta-Jones, and she's fucking great and everything because she's hot as hell.
Yes. Would you be mad if a remake of Jaws was made? Get a super chat there, Jack.
Okay. Would you be mad if a remake of Jaws? No. Well, if they did, here's the only thing I would negotiate. If Universal really wanted to still capitalize on making a new Jaws movie, no remake, sequel.
Yeah.
Make Jaws 5 and make it, and you know what you call it? Just for shits and giggles, Jaws 5, and at the end of the movie, stop making shark movies. I would just call it Jaws 5, the last killer shark movie.
I always want to make a shark movie in the vein of Free Willy, where it's like, it's one of those 90s films.
Oh no! Willie didn't make it, and he crushed our boy! Oh, what a mess.
No, it'd be like the most cynical cash grab movie imaginable, but it would
be... You know what happens? Willie goes over, the kid's like looking up like, yeah! And then the shark bites Willie and just drags him under.
No. See, this movie is a kid befriending a killer great white shark that this kid's... And the shark talks.
So it's Terminator 2.
Right. He befriends this killer shark. He has to deal with bullies. And
the bullies get eaten by the shark. Okay.
Right. And then you have like evil business tycoons who want to use the shark for money because.
Or no, you get Vincent D'Onofrio. It's the same guy as Jurassic World. We want to use weapons. It's an intelligent shark.
A tourist attraction because it has to be like done in the vein of a family-friendly 90s movie. It's going to be directed like that. Everyone acts like they're in one of those movies, but it's going to be
like fucking Elijah Wood from Flipper.
Right. It's going to be like a hard R-rated movie. I'm like, it'll be so cynical, but it'd be so
Hey, you know what you call it? My Pal Chompy.
Yeah, something like that. But
my Pal Chomper.
It'd be an original. See,
that's the thing. Do a killer shark movie, but in the style of those 90s family-friendly boy and fish friend.
That's exactly what I want to do. But it's going to be...
That I can get behind. That is an example of doing it, taking like something that's not meant to be taken seriously, but making it actually like, okay, that's funny.
Right. But everybody has to play it off like they're in one of those 90s family films.
Yeah, and then like if you remember I remember the trailers for that remake of Flipper with Elijah Wood, and there's that song, it's like dun 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 dun. It's like one of those like 90s songs that just kind of like you put in the background of the trailer.
Yes, and the advertising will advertise it as a family-friendly film, but it'd be rated R.
And you get like, no, you know what you do? You have fucking honest trailer guy to do his family-friendly adventure movie trailer voice.
With the shark. Oh, God.
Meet Chopper, a killer shark that will kill your son's bullies if they fuck with him wrong.
Yep. Oh, God.
That's just, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I know what the only thing you have to add, you have to get a Michael Jackson song in there.
Right.
Because then Michael Jackson would be like, hey, watch this shark. You know what? I love Michael. Like, you ever seen Moonwalker?
Oh, fucking Joe Pesci in that movie. Like, we have, like, Transformers.
He's like Yosemite Sam.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's fucking, like, hairdo in the back is and shit. Like, oh my God, that movie's hilarious.
Okay, do any of you recall Splash? I do love Splash. Disney Plus CGI'd extra hair to hide Daryl Hannah's ass in the Disney Plus version, though.
The only thing Disney I know about Splash is Splash Mountain.
Okay, Splash is a movie where Tom Hanks dates a mermaid, and John Candy's in it, and Eugene Levy's in it.
Is the mermaid's name Wilson?
No.
And then like no, because like all I think is like he puts the mermaid's head down lower. It's like, I'm sorry, Wilson. Ah.
BigJackFilms. Are you hoping to be surprised by Halloween?
I saw a meme. I saw a meme very quickly. I saw a meme of Saving Private Ryan at the end where Matt Damon is Tom Hanks is gonna tell Matt Damon at the end, earn this, right? Which is funny because as a kid, I thought he said Ernest, like Ernest Saves Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. But somebody edited it where he's like, you want to say something, sir? And he's like, well said. But what was the question about Halloween Kills?
Oh, they're just let's scroll up a second. It was are you hoping to be surprised by Halloween Kills?
I really enjoyed the last Halloween. In fact, that was my first Halloween I saw in the cinema because I'm only now catching. But I'm looking forward to see what they do with it. I think it might go in its own direction. I really want to. I was really one of my favorites in the series is Halloween 4, just because of that ending. Like if they had continued on that route, where
I reviewed all the Halloween movies. Halloween 4 might be my favorite of the sequels.
It is. I just like it for that ending. That ending is just terrifying. It's a great twist, and I wish they would have followed up on that, where it's like, the next generation.
Yep, and not to mention, like the young actress is so good. One of the best child acting performances I've ever seen.
I mean, 5 is a terrible film, but I like the scene where like she reaches out to mine, like Uncle. Like that's a good scene. I do like that bit, but like that whole movie.
Oh God! Then you made me think of the worst one, which is 6. He literally
basically Halloween 6, Michael Myers versus Ant-Man.
Yeah, / Uncle Dad Michael Myers. Oh God!
Like enough with this Michael Myers bullshit.
God, that guy looks like discount Biff Tannen.
No, he looks like a human version of Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story.
Oh man, any way you look at 6, it's a fucking mess. Like,
yeah, I actually really did not care for H2O because I was like, wow, okay, this is just a Scream ripoff.
Right, and here's the thing though, like Scream exists like in H2O, but Halloween exists in the Scream universe. So what's the movie?
But also, Psycho is in that universe too.
It's so weird, like, because like I was thinking that too when I reviewed H2O. I brought this up. I'm like, okay, they're watching Scream 2 on the TV, but in the Scream universe, Halloween is a big factor in the first Scream movie. So in the Halloween H2O version of the Scream movies, what movie replaces Halloween? Unless, of course, Halloween isn't replaced, and it's just kind of like in Halloween 3, where it's just a movie on the TV. It's a movie within a movie. See what I mean? It's just
they just choose the remake of The Thing
or something. They have to have something. It confuses like the hell out of me. Or maybe it's like Last Action Hero, and like instead of Schwarzenegger being in Terminator,
the original Ready Player One.
Yeah, it's got to be something crazy. I don't know.
I watched Last Action Hero a couple weeks ago for the first time. I was like, that's such a weird movie, but I love it.
Oh yeah, what a genius concept to cross over every franchise.
My biggest problem is I wanted to see Charles Dance's master plan come to fruition. Just have fucking Hannibal Lecter running a catering, King Kong just coming out and smashing shit.
I think if that movie was a bigger hit, we would have gotten that because Jurassic Park came out and just wrecked the summer, and it's a shame.
I just would love to have seen a stop motion King Kong of the original, like going around modern day and fighting Arnold Schwarzenegger or something.
Okay, Osiris brings up a good point. Friday the 13th is the replacement of Halloween. Okay, I'm just wondering, like, it's just like it's a paradox.
Yeah, it's weird, and this is the thing too, because like I'm just only in the last maybe decade slowly getting into much more horror films, like in watching classics. Like over the last 2 weeks, I've actually caught up on films I'd never seen. I watched The Exorcist for the first time. Freaky deaky shit. Not gonna lie.
It's a little dated, but some freaky deaky stuff.
Yeah. I watched The Thing for the first time.
Which The
Great
Thing?
effects. Actually, you know what? There's a movie that I watched afterwards that had better effects. The Fly.
Oh, with Jeff Goldblum?
Okay. The part that I was like, I started to get really interested was when Gina Davis found out she was pregnant and they show her giving birth to some weird slug monster. Because look, I've seen enough hentai to know where that's going.
Oh, of course. By the way,
and then they say it was all a dream. I'm like, oh, fuck you, movie. Fuck you. The Fly was great. Like, the effects on that were just incredible.
There's some I love great practical effects. Why aren't we utilizing more practical effects? You'd think we get better
because they cost too much money.
I don't know.
Because you know what I found out? Here's why they choose CGI. CGI artists aren't paid.
That's true.
They spend hours on that computer rendering stuff and they don't get paid. You know, like apparently what? The Sonic movie, none of the effects artists on that got paid.
Osiris Alvarado, Sean, what's your preference on George Carlin? Comedic genius.
Oh, I love him. I love the man.
I haven't watched all his stand-up like you, and I watched some of his things, but like funny-ass stuff.
No, I'm putting it like this. If we were able to clone him and bring him back and he saw the world, he'd be like, the fuck are you doing? Put me back in the coffin.
All right, you got a comment from Jared. Say, Jack, if you're in charge of the Mighty Kong, what would you do differently with Jodie Benson for Andero?
I would have probably... The biggest problem I have with the film is not the cast, it's the animation, and it's just the writing. I would have given that to somebody like Disney. If you had taken Kong... If Disney was able to do an adaptation of Kong and give it the style of something like Tarzan or Atlantis, would have been perfect. That would have been great, but no, they had to cash in a Mighty Joe Young. Ugh. And that's a movie I actually like. That's a decent remake. And I don't get why it, I get why it flopped, but it's just unfortunate that it flopped.
All right, you got a comment about saying, how dark should I go for the Scouts encounter with the Indoraptor, and should I chase Rini across the island or the building like JP3 with the Lost
Make
Raptor?
it as scary as you want, man. Try to don't limit yourself. If you feel like you should be limited, just say fuck it. Don't no limits. It's your imagination. You do whatever the hell you want.
Okay, Ray Harryhausen's birthday 100 is June 29th. That's pretty cool.
June 29th? Wow, okay, so he was born in 1920. Actually, I wanted to point out, the superhero genre is technically 100 years old today.
It's because of
Or
Zorro.
this year. Because of the Mark of Zorro with Douglas Fairbanks. And it's funny, too, because like when that movie was made, because, what was it? Macaulay's novel, The Curse of Capistrano, the first book of Zorro, was published in 1919. And at the time, the silent era was just starting up really big. I think it was right when a lot of these guys fled west away from the Edison group. And two of the biggest stars of the silent era were Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks. And they actually got married and they went on a cruise. And Douglas Fairbanks had brought a bunch of books to read on a cruise because like there was no TV back then. You couldn't do anything. So he reads Curse of Capistrano and he loved it so much that while he was on the cruise, he and Pickford wrote the script and had made calls from across the sea to California so that when they got back, they actually started shooting right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how quick productions were back then. You know, they're like, oh, I'm reading this amazing book. Let's write, like, tells his wife to write a script and then, or translate the book to a script, and then they made a movie about it when they got back. Just they had the cameras rolling right when they got off the fucking boat. So, yeah, Mark of Zorro is great. Like that whole first film, you look at it, it is the first superhero movie, and you're like, wow, for 1920, that's saying something. That's showing a lot.
Don't worry, Jack. I will watch the Banderas Zorro movie, which you've been telling me.
Dude, that is one of the greatest action. Like, there's a couple of Zorro movies that are worth watching. Fairbanks, the original Fairbanks, Tyrone Power, the Tyrone Power with Basil Rathbone. That's a great one. The Disney TV series that Walt Disney did back in the 50s, great show. Mask of Zorro. I would actually skip Legend of Zorro. That movie is just god-awful. Like, it's a cartoon.
Is that the sequel?
The one I'd recommend the most is the 1975 Zorro with Alain Delon. Think Zorro in the style of a spaghetti western.
Okay.
So in the style of like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, or Fistful of Dollars. You know, it's got that graininess to it, but it's a great adaptation. And then honestly, Mask. And that actually the last thing I'd recommend Zorro-wise, watch the 1997 one-season hit animated series that aired on Kids WB. It was only one season. It was obviously cashing in on Batman the Animated Series, but it's a decent animated series on its own.
Okay, then.
That and also Kaiketsu Zorro, a.k.a. the Zorro anime.
Isn't that the one where your theme is based off of?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a great, and I only discovered when I was doing my Mask of Zorro review, I was watching a lot more of that, and I love that anime. That anime is fantastic.
So, okay, all right. What other things? The live-action Romeo and Juliet DiCaprio is horrible. Oh yes, that live-action Romeo and Juliet movie with Leo, where they speak in the old school language.
Romeo and Juliet set in the present time just doesn't work.
It was awful. Like, it was horrendous. Like, it was the same guy who did that Great Gatsby movie, which, by the way, Great Gatsby is a terrible book anyways, that we had to suffer through in school. Same with Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet is just an overrated thing. It's overrated.
No, I love Romeo and Juliet, but you have to set that shit in the Renaissance. Look, Romeo and Juliet with guns instead of swords does not interest me. You put Romeo and Juliet and you give them fucking sword fights and you got my full... Look, there's only a few things in movies, even if it's bad or boring, you put certain things in it, I'll watch it. And there's two things that make me want to go see a movie. Dinosaurs and sword fights. You put those two, either one in a movie or both, whatever, you've sold my soul. You've got me by the balls. You know, because that's like two of my favorite things in the world. Sword fights and dinosaurs. Your job is done.
Jedi Guardian, I have not seen the Roland Emmerich film, 10,000 BC.
Terrible. Piece of shit. Awful.
You think? All right. Let's see what other comments you got. Hey Jack, should I do a pack of Indoraptors and wanting to plan of the Indoraptor having Maisie's DNA as well, Indominus Rex, Velociraptor, and Black Mamba Snake with Venom. Some crazy stuff right there. So
I would say just any Ash the Dinosaur fan, take all your ideas, put them in notes, and then pick what you feel are best for the story. You don't want to pad it out too much, because then you're going to have something that's going to be way too long and too ambitious. Like, again, my first cut assembly of my Kong remake with everything I wanted in it was about 4.5 hours long. I had to cut that in half.
Yep.
So,
okay. See, Big Jack and Sean, what kind of creature besides Kong Gorosaurus usually be perfect to pairing Kong's Island and my Heisei? Bringing things like Anguirus, Baragon, just some other Toho creations.
Godzilla, even.
Yeah. Add the Skull Crawlers because I like them too.
Yeah. I love
Roland,
Peter Jackson's Kong.
Really, yeah, same here. One of my favorite remakes of all time.
It's a good remake. Like, I say it's not as good as the first draft, but that doesn't take away from it as a loving tribute. That's what it's not a remake, it's a tribute.
Right. And if you guys if you want to see my video on it, I have one on my channel.
Now do you just watch the extended edition? Do you not ever go back to the theatrical?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've watched the extended edition, and because I bought the 4K Blu-ray thing, and it comes with the extended edition.
The Ultimate Edition, same.
Yeah, because I had the DVD, so I never saw the extended edition until years later. And I'm like, oh, cool, extra content.
Yeah, so the extended edition is to me, that is the one I can watch. That that's the thing with Peter Jackson movies. When you watch the extended editions, you can't go back to the theatricals. Then it's like, wow, this is rushed as fuck.
I don't know, King Kong, the theatrical is quite long. Peter Jackson just made such long ass movies. They're good, but man, are they long.
Well, let me put it like this too. I just want to point this out. So, one of my new favorite movies is, obviously Legend. I love Legend. But the thing is I just watched it again maybe about a week ago, and I've always hated the American theatrical cut of the film because they cut a half hour out and they replaced the music. Now, it's complicated. I love the director's cut, but the American cut, I love the soundtrack too, because it's just 80s synthesizer, never-ending story shit. But then I watched the theatrical cut again, and it was in HD because I just got the Blu-ray. It was my first time watching the movie on Blu-ray. And what was great about the theatrical cut, it came with a note from Ridley Scott saying, I don't like this version, but I did use the remasters to fix it for those who do enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it, and maybe a comparison of which one's better. And first time
so many different versions of his movies.
Well, it's the first time I've sat through the entire theatrical cut, and focused on it, and I surprisingly liked it more. I liked it a lot, the theatrical cut, because it's the music, it's a bit more faster paced, it's less it's not too padded. It's a lot better. Yeah, sure, scenes are missing, but it's you know what? It's a faster, speedier film. The director's cut is about maybe an hour and 45 minutes, and the theatrical cut is, I think, about an hour and 20, 30. So they cut about a 15 half hour out of the movie. So, but it actually is paced a little better in the theatrical cut, and that's only because I was just kind of curious to watch it with the proper soundtrack that I like.
Alrighty then. Let's see. How many Leo DiCaprio movies have you seen? I've seen a couple.
I've seen a lot.
I liked Inception. That's my favorite one.
I was really bored by Inception.
So, it's not for everyone.
For me, it's Titanic. It's one of his earliest movies was What's Eating Gilbert Grape. That's just a tragedy of a film.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't really it's one of those movies I just don't really care to go back and rewatch.
And the ending is just sad as hell. The ending's really sad because the problem is the mom dies, and they obviously want to bury the body, but they can't because she's fat as fuck. And they know that if they have to get the body out, they have to bring in a crane and everybody's going to laugh at them. So just for the sake of dignity for their mother, they burn the whole fucking house down. So it's very Gone with the Wind. And that's what makes it just even more sad, the fact that they couldn't have a funeral for their mom, so they have to burn the house down. Just for the dignity. That really hurts. It's like, fuck, man. So I do like that film. I really dig the Gangs of New York. The Scorsese film. He was like, Leo was good in that. I didn't see the one where which one's the one where he won the Academy Award for getting fucked by a bear?
Oh, The Revenant. It's 3 hours of grunting.
Yeah, and that's what I call the movie. That movie where Leo DiCaprio won the Academy Award for getting raped by a bear.
It's just him grunting for like 3 hours. It's nothing. Dude, I could have done
a lot in his movies.
And then you have Tom Hardy, who speaks in an accent that you can't understand what the hell he's saying. He's like, I'm like, The Revenant is
The Departed. He was good in The Departed. He was
Wall Street's pretty good.
I didn't see that yet. I haven't seen J. Edgar, The Aviator. I haven't seen those. I heard he's getting those.
I remember watching J. Edgar, and it's just like the end of the movie is like, we go through this guy's whole life, this whole biopic thing, and at the end of it's like, you never did any of those things, Edgar. And I'm like, so what was the fucking point of all this thing?
He was great in Django. Django Unchained, that was like incredible performance.
I haven't watched Django Unchained.
Dude! Again, you're missing out. Dude, you've never watched one spaghetti western in your life, or a western in general. Like, I mean, Back to the Future 3 doesn't count.
I've seen westerns, Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, but you haven't seen a spaghetti western.
Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah, like, wait, you have seen that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you've seen one, but it's a whole subgenre, and honestly,
I watched
like, compared to...
I watched The Villain with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Have you seen The Villain?
See, the thing is with westerns, there's two different kinds of westerns. There's the American Western, and there's the spaghetti Western. The American Westerns are a lie. They are a lie. Because it's very patriotic. It's all John Wayne. It's all him being the hero and, Happy Thanksgiving, Pilgrim. And it's just those, like, kind of old Western scores. Like, I mean, that's what Back to the Future 3 was spoofing that genre. Was pretty much making fun of that genre. Whereas spaghetti westerns show a lot more of the realism and the brutality of the Old West. And I'm sorry, I'm Team Eastwood than I am Team John Wayne. I love Clint Eastwood. And those movies, those spaghetti western movies he did back then, like, those things are brutal. Those things are hardcore. He is a badass. I prefer Clint over Chuck Norris. But not even that, like Django. Like, there was a Django before Django Unchained, and those are good movies. You look at The Mandalorian, totally inspired by the spaghetti westerns.
Oh yeah, I've seen Mando.
Yeah, like there's some good, and like it's funny because Django Unchained, there is a cameo from the original Django, and it's essentially him passing on the torch to the Jamie Foxx Django.
Okay.
Yeah, like because there's a scene where like Django's like sitting at a bar, and the original Django from the '60s movie shows up, and he says, like, what's your name? He's like, Django. He's like, how do you spell it? And he says, DJANGO, and it's like the D is silent, and the old Django's like, I know, and then he just walks away. Like, yep, the name is yours now, buddy. I've done my time.
Hey, I watched Wild Wild West.
Oh, piece of shit. You know what? Again. Much like most of Will Smith's movies, the only thing good about it is the soundtrack.
Wicked Wild Wild West, Jim West.
No. Fucking Bolamos, that shit's hot. That's a good goddamn fucking song. Love that shit. That's the only thing I like about Will Smith movies is that the soundtracks are actually pretty good.
I'm kind of bummed he didn't do a song for Suicide Squad with the Task Force X.
Oh my god, can you imagine he does like a Suicide Squad rap?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just like,
I love that. And like, but I don't know, fucking have Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn just start twerking in the background of the music video.
It's upon a time in Midwest City bad guy lost her damn mind in the West.
I know, and get fucking I don't know, get fucking Jared Leto dressed up like fucking Flava Flav.
Well, Jared Leto did appear in a music video as the Joker.
But no, like he shows up as like Flava Flav. He's got like the Viking helmet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny? I actually met Flava Flav once.
I forgot about Flava Flav.
Yeah, you know what? He was at an event my dad was doing, and I just kind of bumped into him, and he just kind of looked like he was like stoned out of his goddamn mind.
Probably.
You know, like, because I was there because like my dad was doing this show, and I was just there to chill because hey, free food, free drinks. Did some crowd surfing, which was actually kind of fun. Just watch your back on that because the fall will kill you. Like, yeah, I've done, dude. Crowd surfing is insane. I've done that. It's fun. Like, it's all fun and games until they drop you.
Oh yeah,
until they drop you in the middle of a mush pit
where you get stomped on.
Oh my god, yeah. Like I fell and I really hurt my back. Like it was bruised, but luckily nothing broke. But man, crowd surfing is fun. If you can do it, try it.
Yeah,
you're at least worth. Like it's great. So yeah, I mean I met Flavor Flav. He was just like he was a guy who just like he was on drugs the whole time. I swear to God.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it's like oh yeah, he's stoned out of his mind.
Didn't he marry the chick who was Red Sonja?
Bridget Nielsen?
I think she married Flava Flav.
No, she married Stallone.
No. I know. I heard something where like apparently yeah, she married Flava Flav at one point.
That's weird.
I have seen the Lion King musical when it was in Toronto, Jedi Guardian, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. That's a great show.
All right, let's take a look. Is he personal life? Was he married to someone? I'm not seeing anything.
I've thought about reviewing Wizard of Oz at some point. Not really now, but at some point.
I remember this creepy, like, I remember this, like, sci-fi channel miniseries. I think it was called, like, the OZ or something like that, or just...
Oz, which was just a prison show?
No, I forget what it was. Damn it. It was, like, there was, like, this really creepy scene with this witch there. Damn it, I have to find it. I have to figure it out now. But it was Tin Man was the name of it, I think.
Was it, like, Tin Man going around with an axe and killing people?
No, it was just a mini-series called Tin Man. It was based on like the world of Wizard of Oz. Alan Cumming was in it, Zooey Deschanel, Richard Dreyfuss was in it.
See, I'm picturing Richard Dreyfuss as either with his like Hooper. Richard Dreyfuss as either the Cowardly Lion or the Scarecrow, and then Alan Cumming as the Tin Man.
It was really weird. Like Alan Cumming was somebody named Glitch. Richard Dreyfuss was there. You had somebody as kind of like it. Such a very bizarre thing. There's like one really creepy scene too, but I'd say check it out. It was actually quite good. I remember like watching it when it aired.
See, when it comes to Wizard of Oz, I love the original. I like that tops them all. Return to Oz was scary as fuck, and
I remember not liking that as a kid because it was so like it just didn't click with like I like a lot of
demented. And then Oz the Great and Powerful, I actually had fun with.
James Franco was clearly stoned throughout that whole movie.
Mila Kunis was hot as hell in that movie. Like that, like basically they implied that the wizard fucked the Wicked Witch of the West. They implied it, that they fucked.
Yeah, but like she was miscast.
Well, yeah, but like, okay, pre-Witch, she was great. But when she became the Wicked Witch of the West, it was like, ugh.
Like, because I'm like, it's just Meg.
Shut up, Meg. Meg?
Yeah.
Who let you back in the house? Oh, God. No, but like at the end, fucking Rachel Weisz turns out to be the villain. At the end, it's like Glinda and her end up in like this Jedi battle out of like Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, Rachel Weisz would have been the better Wicked Witch because Mila Kunis is just she doesn't work in those types of roles.
And the other thing I liked was just Tony Cox. That's only because I love Tony Cox. He's hilarious and everything.
He did more Bruce Campbell in the movie.
Wait, Bruce Campbell was in that? I don't remember him being in that.
He had a cameo. He was like one of those little
soldiers. Of course, because Sam Raimi. Can you just give him a role outside of Evil Dead, buddy? Come on.
Yeah, he needs to be like a main starring role in a Sam Raimi movie. He was not in Drag Me to Hell, which is the biggest disappointment of all.
He wasn't even in a cameo in that?
No.
what the fuck? See, you know what? I remember I was working at a movie theater around 2012. And we were screening, because we were using film back then, we were screening Cabin in the Woods. Now, I didn't know what the hell it was. And when I would first, like, because I would usually on my breaks walk in and kind of just watch a movie for a couple of minutes, just to get the vibe. Hey, you work in the theater.
Last stream where you just walk into the end of that movie and it's just like everything is gone completely insane.
Yeah. Well, like the beginning, I'm like, okay, why does this remind me of Evil Dead? Like the first Evil Dead. Like I keep expecting fucking Bruce Campbell to show up in the beginning, and then I go back to my shift. Then I come back like maybe an hour later, and then all this shit's hitting the fan. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Like what? Did we switch the movie? Did the projector guy edit the wrong movie in? What's going on? Like, what the hell was it? Like, I felt like Krusty the Clown. I was like, I wanted to have a cigarette in my hand and be like, what the hell was that? Like, that was a really, really weird movie.
Oh yeah, like really, really weird.
Yeah. Oh God.
No, I said I loved it. I mean, Cabin in the Woods I saw in theaters.
Yeah, like it's a good movie, but it's like it was just kind of it's like batshit insane. Like drugs made that.
Yep. All right, what other comments do you got? What are your favorite movie gorilla suits? I'd say Harry and the Hendersons, Mighty Joe Young,
Joe Young, Gorillas in the Mist, and Kong 76.
And this isn't a movie suit, but the gorilla suit from SpongeBob because of that ending.
That's like that's a fucking dollar store. No, that's a fucking like suit you get at Target during Halloween.
It's my favorite because of the scene itself.
No, it's just, but that's like I wouldn't count that. A gorilla suit needs to be like handmade. It can't be like a costume you get at Walmart, like fucking ape.
Well, the parameters of that did not specify.
No, but that's how you end up with costumes like ape.
Oh yeah, but I enjoy shitty costumes too. Or you know what? Here's one. The Tim Burton Planet of the Apes costumes.
Those are nice. I really like them.
Terrible, but the costumes were good.
Yeah, like the makeup was spectacular, but the whole movie was sucked.
A question here saying, do you hate Will Smith as an actor?
I don't hate him. I just find a lot of his movies to be kind of boring. Like, I don't see him as an action star. Like, the only time I saw him was I thought he was okay as Deadshot, but he was still just being Will Smith. I mean, because I never really grew up with the guy. I never watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't watch really much. Like, I like his music. Like, I like the song Switch. I like the theme song to Fresh Prince. But, like, I hated how he butchered the song Just the Two of Us by Bill Withers. It's like, what the fuck, dude? But I mean, he's just not interesting to me. He's not action star material. You know what? I'd see him more in comedies. You know what? I'll say this. Shark Tale is a guilty pleasure for me. I really like Shark Tale. In fact, I'll say this. I like it more than Shrek. There, I said it. Because at least that movie, it's so cheesily made and it's such a ripoff of Finding Nemo, yet it has some good humor in it. Like, it actually is legitimately funny. But it's just, yeah, like, I never found Will Smith action-oriented. I always found him more of a comedic guy. Like, his scream is hilarious in Shark Tale. He's like, ah!
Oh, his scream in Fresh Prince is amazing.
Fresh Prince, but, like, again, I never watched the show. Like, it wasn't I never grew up with it. I mean,
three best characters on Fresh Prince, Uncle Phil, Carlton, and Will. Those are the top three. Uncle Phil is the voice of Shredder.
Yeah, like, okay, yeah, like, it's like, I want to take over the world.
And Carlton's just amazing.
But yeah, it's funny because it's like, when it comes to shows like that, like, would you say, like, the family-friendly shows with a black cast, like, I didn't watch many of them. Like, the closest I probably watched was Cousin Skeeter on Nickelodeon.
Well, this one I wouldn't say is fully family-friendly at times. They could go into some
darker territories or.
Oh yeah, I know that, but it's like, but they always aired on like Nick at Night or something. But like for me, it was the show I really liked was Cousin Skeeter, only because it was a Muppet, and I was a big Muppet guy as a kid.
Okay.
You know, like that. Like for some reason, Muppets always make me laugh. Like, oh, let me put it like this: I know a guy who at Comic-Cons I talk to a lot, and he actually is a professional Muppeteer. And he does a lot of promotion for Jim Henson's group in Canada. He's actually the Jim Henson promo guy for Kermit the Frog. Now, when he comes to the cons, he brings the legit Kermit the Frog. It ain't like a fucking replica. It's a legit Kermit. And when he puts that on and does the thing, he goes away and Kermit's there. And you can talk to, and there, I think the trick to being a Muppet, he told me this, the trick to being a Muppeteer, you always have to improvise. You cannot stop being that character. Like, and that's what causes you to, I think that's what, for a lot of the performers, like, so imagine you're on a set of a Muppet movie. Those Muppets never stop moving. That's the trick. They never stop moving. They have to become that, like, for like a whole day's worth. And God, credit to those guys at fucking Jim Henson to be able to do that. But it's funny. So again, like I said, Muppets make me laugh. And whenever he brought out Kermit, I'm just dying of laughter. I'm dying. Like it's the funniest thing. Like it's the funniest thing in the world. Like I remember like there was one group of guys who bumped into him and they were high as hell. Right? They were smoking something. And my buddy was there with Kermit, and they were laughing just the fact that Kermit was there. You know, and I'm like, I don't know what they're taking to make Kermit that funny, but I think I need some. Like if you ever meet a Muppeteer and he has a Kermit Kermit will be there. He will go away. It's a really weird thing.
Cool. Cool.
Who does Kermit since Jim is dead? I think there's a new guy who does him, and his voice is awful.
Like Piggy, or I can't do Kermit the Frog.
Hello, Kermit the Frog here.
Well, that's not too bad.
Well, I learned from the best. I learned from an actual Muppeteer. I'm Kermit the Frog. Don't make me suck the pig in you. Yay! Like, don't ever touch me, Bill. That was Rooster the Rat's mistake. Let's see. All right, so I think I'm gonna probably like add down about 3 more questions because I do gotta call it a night because I gotta do some work tonight.
Yeah,
but
I gotta get 5 a.m. So
yeah, I know this is probably one of the longest live streams I've ever done. We're going past 2 hours. But they're fun. I like doing these. Like I think just
legendary.
Yeah, when you talk with when you have somebody they actually make them more fun. So I'm actually gonna answer this one, Jared. Say BigJackFilms, what would you think of Tim Curry as Carl Denham in the 1996 version? Yes! Yes! No, the gorilla is here. Film,
I just
need to film it.
After, I can just imagine him getting back to New York with like Kong himself, and then like was it Jack is just like, I don't want to be a part of this, and then just have him just go, have a lovely day.
No, he's like, no, Anne's just like, I don't want a part of this show. And he's like, you blithering idiot. You signed a contract. You know? Oh, that'd be great. No, and then what happens is Kong's causing the ruckus, so they're about to arrest him, and he's like, you'll never catch me. I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Spies! Just takes off in a rocket. And it just disengages. Oh, shit.
More Tim Curry movies, the better.
Well, that's probably not going to happen unless they get a really good impersonator.
No, I just meant like because I love Tim Curry in so many.
Oh my god, like fucking Legend, man. That's his best movie in my opinion.
Home 2.
I love you. There's an insane man with a gun.
That and a pizza. What's the matter? Store wouldn't take your stolen credit card.
No, stolen credit card. We'll see what and he's like, you little shit.
a limousine, and a pizza.
You need to see him. You need to see him in the '96 Titanic movie because he's the only good thing in the movie aside from Captain Zeta-Jones. Again,
I have seen some stuff with him. He is a bad guy, and he is perverted.
Oh, he's great at playing a bad guy in movies. Oh my god, that's like his profession.
He's very good at it. I really want to see the Three Musketeers movie he's in because I heard he's a hokey.
Have you never seen that movie?
I wanted to.
Okay, dude, I gotta tell you a little story about this. So so have you ever seen Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner and Alan Rickman?
Years ago.
Okay, that movie did so well when it came out that Disney wanted a Robin Hood of its very own, so they decided let's adapt Three Musketeers. And yes, it's a bit of a different cast, but they got pretty much the entire production crew of Robin Hood to do Three Musketeers, down to the composer, the cinematographer, even Bryan Adams, right? They got everybody. The only actor who came back from that production was the guy who played the sheriff's cousin, Sir Guy of Gisborne. He plays Rochefort, the one-eyed man, right? The one-eyed bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie is one of the best adaptations of Alexander Dumas's book. Tim Curry is that is one of his best movies. Like, there's a scene, like I can name some of my favorite quotes that he did. When the Musketeers escape, he's like, "Those Musketeers are a menace. They must be stopped. The boy knows our plans. 1,000 gold pieces on their heads, dead or alive. I prefer dead." Right? And then what's really funny is that there's one scene I love where he's like throwing fucking pigeons to send messages to bounty hunters, right? And they pan in on him and he's like, "All for one and more for me." Like, he is chewing the scenery. Like, even down to him wearing this Dracula-esque cape, swinging it around like he's an evil, bad, Darth Vader.
Tim Curry is one of my favorite actors.
He's so good in that movie. But it's not just that. It's like Chris O'Donnell is great in it. Oliver Platt, Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland. Oh, it's such a fun movie. Like, that's a great adaptation. It's like, and also the sword fights are great. Again, Bob Anderson, the sword choreographer master, Princess Bride, Zorro. He was Darth Vader in the original Star Wars. He was going back to Errol Flynn. The sword fighting here is fantastic in Three Musketeers. My only complaint I have about it is that the sounds of the swords, especially when they're dueling in some areas, are very light taps. They're not like those strong clanking sounds you hear in movies. They're a bit more lighter, and they make the swords feel a little bit more fake looking. Because the thing is with swords in movies, when they do those, the swords are actually made of aluminum rather than steel, so they're less dangerous.
Right.
So it feels like aluminum's clanking, not steel. And that's the only issue I have with the movie. But yeah, the comedic timing, the chemistry with the Musketeers, it has a good fucking movie. You need to watch that.
No, it's on my list because I want to go through and watch a bunch of movies I haven't seen.
And it's a Disney movie. It's Tim Curry in a Disney movie. Absolutely.
Tim Curry, I like you said, he was a great Captain Hook.
Yeah. Oh man, you gotta watch fucking Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates. There's an episode where there's two Captain Hooks. There's regular Captain Hook, but then there's King Pharaoh Captain Hook.
What?
No, it's weird. They come across this ancient Egyptian ruins, and then there's this fucking a Pharaoh version of Captain Hook. And when fucking Peter keeps calling him Hook, he gets all confused, who the fuck is Captain Hook? Right? And then the actual Hook shows up, and then they fight each other by literally fighting with their hooks and connecting them together like this. It's so stupid. But it's great. And I'll say this. Missed opportunity. Tim Curry would have been an amazing Megatron. In some form of Transformers property.
Exactly.
Oh, he would have been an amazing Megatron.
Oh, God. If somebody just posts Three Musketeers 2011, fuck that movie.
Oh, fuck. Fuck that piece. That is probably easily in my top 5 worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I was on vacation up north, and my brother-in-law and I were like, okay, we got done doing our work here. Let's go check out a flick. It was like a dead time of year. Like, let's go see Three Musketeers.
That was me and my dad, and I was like jaw dropping, like how bad my jaw dropped. I was like, how did they fuck it up this bad?
You know what? I'm going to tell you a little secret. Paul W.S. Anderson.
I fucking hate that man. You know what? You know what? You know who makes better movies than him? Uwe Boll.
Okay, let's not go that far.
No, he is worse than Uwe Boll.
He has made pretty much nothing but bad movies.
I would rather watch Alone in the Dark than Three Musketeers. At least Alone in the Dark is hilariously bad.
See, okay, let's look at his filmography. Mortal Kombat, the original, is hokey, but kind of entertaining, but also kind of dull.
That was W.S. Anderson?
It was.
Okay, that's the only good movie he ever made. Was
Event Horizon was his next movie. Resident Evil 1 sucks. Alien vs. Predator, you know, that one's actually pretty decent.
That's okay. I haven't gotten that far yet, but
he made Death Race 2008 with Jason Statham. Resident Evil Afterlife. Okay, I'll say this though. Resident Evil 4, hilarious. Watch the who is it? Red Letter Media's reaction to the ending of it, and the one guy is laughing.
Oh, fucking Rich's laugh is contagious. That's like Rich's laugh is literally my grandmother's laugh.
No, but like when they're reacting to the end of Resident Evil 4, because I binged all 6 of those shitty movies within a span of 3 days. It was awful. It was painful.
How do you sit through those and not feel like I need to turn this off?
That's how I felt. Let me tell you what. I was so agonizing because it was like, okay, I'm going to watch the final chapter. I watched 6 of those movies over the course of 3 days, and I wanted to just end my life immediately after watching them. Especially 6. 6 was like the worst.
So bad they make you want to commit suicide. That's the sign of a bad movie.
But Resident Evil 4, I laughed so hard at the last 10 minutes of that movie. It was so entertaining. It was so stupid.
No, it's just like fucking. I just hate everything he makes. Like, aside from Mortal Kombat and aside from Alien vs. Predator, but aside from that, like, I was so shocked how bad that Three Musketeers movie. And what a shame, because so many great actors, like some of the cast are from Lord of the Rings. Orlando Bloom, Richard Armitage, Luke Evans, they're in this movie.
Oh, I forgot. Orlando Bloom was the bad guy, wasn't he?
Oh, and you think, oh, you know what? And what a waste of Christoph Waltz. Like, what? Christoph Waltz was the Cardinal. Okay, great casting. Perfect. He just did Inglourious Bastards. Perfect. Wasted. I'll admit there's one scene in the movie that I thought was actually pretty decent. The marketplace scene with the duel, like the big fight scene with like the Three Musketeers and the Cardinal's guards. Not gonna lie, actually that was fun. That was the only good part of the movie, but the rest of the movie sucks so hard. That is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Like, I can name, I would say,
wasn't Mads Mikkelsen in that movie too?
Who?
Mads Mikkelsen. He was in the movie too, wasn't he?
Who was that? Who's that guy?
He was Le Chiffre in Casino Royale. He was Hannibal on the TV show.
Like, okay, if I can narrow down,
Mila Jovovich was in the movie.
Top 3 worst movies I have ever seen in my life, and these are the 3 that are so bad it makes me want to punch people. It makes me want to hurt people how bad this is, or myself. Like, it's this bad. Top 3. Three Musketeers 3D. Hunchback of Notre Dame 2 is the number 2 worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Number 1, anything made by the Asylum. Anything made by them is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Anything?
Everything they've made is just like, if I could burn down their studio, I would.
No, for Sharknado's okay.
No, not even, no. People who support that need to kill themselves. They're terrible fucking movies. You support that, you're just giving them more money to whore themselves out. Like, those movies just, like, I remember... Okay, when it comes time, because I've thought about this, if I get to 100 episodes of the King Kong reviews, I will do a full, detailed review of this. I will re-review. This is easily not only the worst silent film. This is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
I've seen worse, I think.
And
I haven't seen King of the Lost World.
I will be giving this movie the worst. Like, this will have a torturous beating physically with this DVD. I will basically Photoshop this over Jesus Christ in the Passion. I will hurt this thing so bad, I will make you feel bad for it. Like, it's like, oh, okay, dude, we get you hate it. Relax, chill. Like, no, I will, like, you're gonna see me just, like, it's gonna get to the point where it's like, dude, you're sick. You're fucked. Like, I want to get to that point with some of these movies.
Jack, then you have to end the video with that ending to the SpongeBob episode that ties when the gorilla's underwater. The family looks at each other and shuts
No,
off.
you know what it is? It's just, you know what it is? Nail this to the cross.
Okay. If you crucify the DVD, that'll take it to an extreme.
No, to the point where you're showing it in such excruciating detail that it starts bleeding. Like, as you're nailing it, and you just hear it scream like, ah! Ah! And you just have, like, that over-dramatic passion music, like, hey, it's just, it's that bad. Oh, and then, like, for Hunchback 2, I have plans for that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I want to, like, light that thing up like burning a witch.
Right.
But no, like, I want to open with a cover of Hellfire, but no, I want to beat that with a crowbar like the Joker did to Jason Todd.
Ooh. No, one movie you have to review is there's two things. King Arthur Legend of the Sword, or at least do an opening night. You have to watch that movie.
I will do. Okay, you know what, dude? If you put $5 in Patreon, I'll do it.
Okay. All right.
Because that's the thing. Like, request, it's...
Or, just to watch it. I don't care if you review. You just got to watch the movie. I'll literally give you my digital copy just to watch.
Yeah.
I wanted... All right, I'll make a deal. I'll pick one movie for you to watch. You pick one for me on my channel.
Okay, I'm going to have to think. Okay. See, it's got to be a movie that I don't think you've seen. Shit. We're going to have to make this a deal for a while now. Like, you pick a movie, I pick... Okay. First order of business. You know what? Here's what... I got one. Because if you send me a digital copy of King Arthur, there's a copy of this movie. It's for free on YouTube. The 1975 Zorro. And you got to review it for after the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So you watch 1975 Zorro, and I'll watch King Arthur.
All right. Sounds like a deal. I don't care if you do a vlog or just a simple, just tell me what you think. But
yeah.
Another one you got to review at some point, because we've talked about this before, is Hook.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I was kind of curious to seeing it when it came out, but the problem I had was that I saw Brad Jones's midnight screening of it and how just, like, much he bashed, and I'm like, ooh.
I laughed. I was crying in the theater. That's how much I was laughing.
Apparently, you know what he said? He said apparently the opening in Transformers Last Night was a better King Arthur than this movie.
Okay, I disagree with that. I'm telling you what, King Arthur, my friend and I, we laughed so hard. We were crying. Like, the music, like, my reaction was, I was stunned. I'm like, $175 million. There's weird squid hentai monsters. Jude Law is the bad guy.
What?
The music sounds like somebody's jerking off.
That cost what?
It cost $175 million. The music, Jack.
the music sounded like somebody was jerking off, like the film composer.
No, you know what it is? You know what it is? I know exactly what it is. It's that classic nut sound effect. Oh!
No. No, like the score just goes like the score.
Okay, you told me. I need to see how bad this is.
I tell you what.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's one of my favorite bad movies.
Is it? I'm already picturing it. It is the Room of fantasy movies.
It is a fucking disaster.
I want to see. Okay, the only thing missing that sounds like this movie's amazing if Tommy Wiseau did show up in this.
I wish he did.
Oh no, he's Merlin. Oh hi, Arthur. I'm gonna teach you how to be king. Oh my god, this movie sounds okay. Yeah, you've got me sold. Just like
okay, then
$175 million.
I just
dude, no fuck. You could have made a Dragon Ball movie out of that. Okay, you want to know something crazy? Dragon Ball Evolution had a budget of $30 million. Do you know what film I love had the same fucking budget as Dragon Ball Evolution?
What?
You would not believe this.
Legend.
Legend was made on $30 million. Dragon Ball Evolution had the same fucking amount of money. You're telling me that this movie, you could have had this level of quality in a Dragon Ball movie?
Mm-hmm.
That makes my brain want to commit suicide. That's fucking terrible.
All right, Jack. I'm sending you a link in the private chat because of this soundtrack.
Oh, I have to watch it. Like, I have to save it for the next stream because, man, this shit's great. Just talking about movies with you, man, is awesome. But I do gotta wrap this up, so I gotta answer 2 more questions. We only answered 1.
Oh, see what I mean? This is the fun part. Next time we'll just talk movies for the get-go.
Zach asked, do I love Revenge of the Sith? I think it's the better story, it's the better acted, but the visuals are total garbage. Like, it looks like the PS2 game. Let's see here. All right, last question. You said the same thing with Lion King remake and Beast Wars. Don't know what you mean by that. I do want to point out, at some point, I've kind of been thinking about this, is that I want to see, okay, I know I'm going to sound terrible. I'm going to sound like, I'm going to be like, people are going to be like saying, you need to pray, you need to go confess to your priest for saying this, but I know it sounds like I'm a corporate sellout, but as much as I did not care for that live-action Lion King remake, while the visuals were absolutely stunning, part of me wants to see Universal cash in by making a live-action Land Before Time movie. Like a remake. But here's the catch. Same story, same score by James Horner, the most photorealistic dinosaurs you can imagine. Catch. The animals don't talk at all. It is a visual experience. It's not, we're not remaking the same movie. We are, but we're telling it from the perspective of a photorealistic dinosaurs, no dialogue. You have to watch it as a visual experience to know the story.
I'm sold.
Exactly. And just keep the James Horner score. Don't change that. No songs. Zip. And if the studio says we want them to talk, I'm going to say, fuck you, eat my left ball. I'm not doing that. This is my tribute to a film I loved as a child. And this is me, showing to Don Bluth and studios, you can make a dinosaur movie where they don't fucking talk. We've done it 3 times now. You know, and even then, like, Land Before Time was just ripping off Bambi.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's just that. That is like kind of my thing. So, yeah, I gotta call it a night because I'm starting to fall asleep because I'm tired as hell. But
yeah, see, I'm at that stage where like I have to stay up just a little bit so I'm not in that dead tired stage when I wake up. Because you fall asleep for a certain amount of time, like you wake up in the middle of a REM cycle, you're more dead tired.
Absolutely. So again, thank you so much, DT, for joining us, and we'll have you on again at some point down the road. And of course, guys, if you have any more questions, let us know in the comments. And I will think about it, Huey. I will think about having you as a host, guest host at one point. But of course, guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Go subscribe to JTIsReborn. Go subscribe to Jessica Rose Cosplay. Go subscribe to BATTYALANA on Instagram. If you guys want, support our Patreon. $1 more will get you early access to all of our content as well as other special features. $5, you can actually have me do an opening night request. Again, if you want to mail us, you can at BigJackFilms, P.O. Box 326, Queensville, Ontario, L0G100. And of course, we're going to start putting out merchandise. If you guys want a copy of my Colin movie on VHS, just send me a message on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. $5 plus shipping. We'll get back to you. Sean, is there anything you want to pump out?
Just my channel for right now. I got some more content coming up. I've been doing some live streams, and I got some more reviews along the way. Next review is going to be on Throne of Atlantis and that after the movie that Jack wants me to do. So
yeah, and I will do an opening night on King Arthur. I know this week I got to do the first Twilight movie.
Oh,
well, Katie, my sister's paying me, so
okay.
Might as well.
Might as well too. So.
Might as well suffer like $5. I'll do it. You know.
right. I just want to see you watch King Arthur. I don't care if you if you don't do a review. I just need you to see what $175 million gets you.
just gets thrown down the diarrhea shitter.
Oh, Jack, you have no idea.
Oh my god, it's like diarrhea on the bloody AIDS stool.
Fucking A. Like, Damon Hansu's in it. Charlie Hunnam's, like, King Arthur fights, like, a weird skeleton monster. I don't know what he fights. It turns into a weird lightsaber battle, like, at some point in the movie. With Excalibur.
What?
Yeah.
What
yes.
the fuck?
You know how in Lord of the Rings, when Frodo puts on the ring, and, like, you see, like, those whatever those people are, like he enters that like shadow realm or whatever it is. Like the movie kind of turns to that, and then like Excalibur like turns almost into like a lightsaber kind of.
Okay, I normally don't say this on my channel. I think I'm gonna need to smoke up before I watch this. Look, Canada, it's fine here. You know what? I think I need to have a bit. I think I need to have a puff before I watch this to enjoy it more.
Oh, you need some friends to watch. Like,
oh, that's the thing. I might know what I might have a friend up this weekend. I might have to watch it.
I'm telling you what. When my friend and I, because we laugh at and make fun of movies quite a bit, when we saw this thing, we went into it pretty much blind. Did not expect what we were gonna get. Like I said, the score sounds like there's a track in the soundtrack that sounds like somebody's like getting jerked off in the movie. The editing,
I need booze for this.
So
I am in need of alcohol for this movie. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have fun. This is gonna be a party night movie. Okay. So and you know what's great? We got our hot tub set up, and I can actually project movies on the wall of it. Fuck it, we're doing that.
Okay, I mean,
hot tub, booze, in a movie. Done. Sold. Perfect. All right, guys. So, again, thank you all so much for 9,000 subscribers. Go subscribe.
Congratulations. Congratulations on over 9,000 subscribers.
We have planned for a skit video on that at some point. So, until the next video, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys later. This is BigJackFilms signing off, and this is easily the longest live stream we've ever done.
Yep. See, it's because I'm here. Thanks for having me on, Jack. It means a lot.
And I love talking about movies on these streams and try to make them more entertaining. So, yeah, guys, later. Talk to you later. And as always, don't spend $175 million
on a King Arthur movie.
On a King Arthur movie. Go spend that shit on a Dragon Ball movie or something.
There's giant kaiju-sized elephants shooting flame balls.
I'm gonna have a stroke after this stream. Thank you, Sean. You've killed me forever. All right, later, guys.